Okay, so I'm live, and today what I'm going to talk about is what's been going on at workplace number one. So, workplace number one basically represents the workplace that I started at working at first in the beginning of the year or last year, the first job that I got that I still had. So, I have been being gang stalked still all throughout this time that I made my last video about being gang stalked. I've still been being gang stalked. I just haven't uploaded it because I'm trying to focus more on myself. And that's been taking a little bit of time away from me making these videos about being gang stalked, but it's backed up in my mind because I have so much stuff to really tell you. But I'm going to start off with what just happened more recently, what's going on at work, how I'm being treated by the customers, and how I'm being treated by the my coworkers. So what they're currently doing right now is a lot of what I call spell work and witchcraft. And the particular type of spell work and witchcraft that they're using is they're doing a lot of love spells, still doing the love spells. And with the love spells, even though it sounds like it's a sweet, lovely thing, and oh, why wouldn't you want people doing love spells on you? Most of the time, these aren't good love spells. This is like if you have a potential person in your life or you have a person in your life and they're actually trying to mock things about that, or they're trying to put basically a bad spin on whatever you might have or might not have. So that's what they do, and they'll do signs and they're playing certain songs and things like that. They're also doing a lot of and death spells, love spells, and just I would say like progression spells, which is like I would say to stop your progress, and they're kind of like mixing all of those together. So as far as like the recent death spells that stand out is that like I worked really hard. I could even show like footage, but I'm not going to show any footage right now of just my work ethic. I have really good work ethic. Um, I do recordings of some of the work that I do when I work because a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not really working, you don't do anything." But I am the type of person that goes pretty much above and beyond. And so I decided to start showing some of my work, showing some of the things that I do, no matter where I work at, whether it's $9 an hour or $17 an hour or $30 or more, whatever. I decided I want to start showing people. So the recent spells that they're doing is like, okay, so they're all jumbled up together. But so I was working really hard on organizing some things, and I noticed as I was right when I walked in too, as I was organizing some things, they start playing Aaliyah. So, Aaliyah passed away in a plane crash, just like Kobe Bryant. And when I was younger, I really admired Aaliyah and I liked Aaliyah a lot. And people know that because I talked about it. When it happened, I was with some friends and they had to convince me that it was actually true because I kept saying, why do they keep saying that? So, Aaliyah is very old school. That's like many years ago. And they don't really play her on the radio anymore. But now at work, they've been playing her consistently. They even play a song, so they're using a lot of songs. Where I work at, they've been using songs to try to relay messages. So, I believe that one of the ways that they're targeting me is through songs. And what I also feel like is that they're doing some type of um, test on me, some type of weird test where they're like putting me through emotional things. And then once they put me through certain emotional things, they're playing certain music. Like they'll have a person say some weird stuff, like mention a family member's name or something. And then they'll like play some type of song that's like, or I'll say like a particular word, and then they'll like play a song instantly that's like regarding the situation. Okay, let me give you an example. So at my job, they do like a bag check or whatever. I got upset about it because I don't want people all up in my food. But one of the ladies who worked there, one day she asked me, she was like, "Oh, how's it going back there in the area that you're working at?" And I don't mean to use her for an example, but this is just the best example that I could use because, I forgive people for things and nobody's perfect. So she was like, I was like, oh, it's good because I'm back there. So it's good. I was being confident, or what people may say, arrogant. I just decided to be really extroverted with how I said it. Like, oh, it's good because I'm back there. And so she was like, oh, okay, well, like she didn't sound like she was accepting. Why is my nose itching? She didn't sound like she was accepting of how I was saying that. So then we kind of got into a little tussle, mouth wise, not like physically. And after that, like right after that, like when I came back, they started playing the song. If you don't like girls that are stronger than you, blah 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 blah. So I was just like, oh, that's how ironic they're playing that song. But it's like they do little stuff like that, and it's repeatedly. So I just felt some kind of type of way, and I know that people know that I'm very drawn to music and stuff like that. So as I was like really getting the shelves together and doing a pretty good job, they started playing Aaliyah, and so I started feeling like I actually took it like as a threat, like, oh, we don't want you to do good, we're gonna sit here and play Aaliyah while you're trying to do good. Because usually I just sit there and do the basic, but I still go the distance. But this time I was like, I'm gonna straighten up all the shelves. It's not in my area. I don't really have to do that, but I did, and then it was like they started playing Aaliyah. Like it's like I just felt this vibe. Like we don't want you to shine. We don't want you to do a good job. We don't want you to be in the cameras organizing things and showing your skills off and what you can do. So we're gonna start playing like dark emotional songs. They even played a song that said like "kill her" in it. It was really awkward. I think I recorded it on my phone if the record button was on at the time, but it was like they're actually playing a song that says "kill her." Like they're going way too far with the songs that they're playing at work now. Like they're playing triggering songs now. So that's like some of the stuff they've been calling out certain family members' names and like talking on the phone, like saying somebody's name in my family, like, oh yeah, and trying to relate it to stuff that may be going on with that person or trying to make stuff up, to try to scare me or put shit in my head, like confusion spells and just like trying to brainwash you, make you feel a certain type of way. It's like these people, oh, emotional spells. I'm just calling it spells because it all seems witchy and evil to me, and like trying to get you like in your emotions. Like they don't play any songs that are like spunky and fun. They don't really play that. It's like they're trying to play all these sad songs, like even certain songs that I would play about things that I would play in my private time that I wouldn't necessarily play around other people because it makes me feel a certain way or I have a connection with it, dealing with somebody. Like they've been trying to play those particular type of songs, And I'm just like, and then at the timing that they play it, it's like really suspicious. It's like the time. So I started to even think that maybe someone was just sitting there watching on camera and they were on the radio or whatever playing something. Someone's over the music and it's like they're just sitting there listening to, I don't know how they could hear the conversations, maybe through the phones or something. And then they're playing like particular songs to make you feel a certain way about certain things at a particular time that it's happening. Also, when I'm like trying to organize and do things, I notice a lot more customers start trying to kind of get in my way. Like usually they wouldn't really be right there, and it's like I'm just trying to complete the task that I'm working on, and then like they'll get in the aisle and then just stand there for a long time, like an exceptionally long time. Like they'll search the whole aisle and then they'll go to another one and then they'll come back and search the whole aisle again and they'll do it like three times. It's like they're kind of trying to interrupt me to where I can't finish because that's what it seems like. And then I don't know, like they'll all just start coming around there. It's like I don't really think it's to see like me fixing stuff on the shelf. I don't know, or if it's just like to stop me from doing what I'm doing. But it just like seems quite suspicious that all of a sudden they are doing that like that. Also, another thing that I feel like they're doing is I feel like they're bringing other people of other cultures into. Well, I work in the fitting room, so they try to bring other people into other cultures, really to like actually do spells on me. Like while I'm doing things, like they'll do it through a garment, a particular color. They'll leave certain items like with me because they can't bring everything in the fitting room. So they'll like bring an item like, oh, here, can you hold this for me while I'm in the fitting room? And of course, I have to say, oh, sure, yeah. And then they'll start playing the song that goes along with it, dealing with a person or, a memory that they know that you have. And they try to like just bring up different type of stuff. It's like very invasive because some of it is like intimate things, personal things between like you, maybe your boyfriend or your best friend or your friend or a family member, and they just get really down and dirty with things. So like they were playing, a Hispanic guy came in and he was kind of looking at his pants, and I'm like, what are you doing, like down there? Because that's where his eyes were geared, and he was like, oh, just give me 1 second, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they started playing that song, "Love Me Like a Harlot," like that song, "Love Me Like a Harlot" or something. I don't know what the hell she's saying in that song, but it was like that song, like all of a sudden they started playing this harlot song or some shit. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. Just like go. Like after he came out, then they played that song. And like I noticed customers were like looking at me like to see what my response was gonna be to him looking at his fucking pants right there like that. And like I didn't know what he was asking or what he was doing. So I was just like, and then he leaves like, oh, thanks. And then they start playing that song. And I'm like, whatever. But I noticed they like do like weird stuff like that because I can catch on to it. I see what they're doing. So, oh, and they've been doing name spells. So everybody that I know that's like certain people that are close to me, mainly dealing with relationships, they like there's a particular person I used to talk to a while back that everybody seems to act like I should. I don't know. It's like people really want me to be with this person, but no, that's not the situation. And so they had somebody with his name there, and he was dating a female, and they have somebody with her name there. They also have a couple of people from uh, a, I don't like to say this word anymore because I'd be other people that I used to live with and their people that they're kin to, they have a lot of them with their names there as well. So they used to have someone the same name as the the people that like every like family. I don't not want to say that word, but anyway, like people that I used to live with that because that's a lot because of my situation and they just have a bunch of people with those names like the aunts um all together at all the places I work, the aunts, they have the woman, the male, they have them all. They're all there, and it's like so now that brings me into the um, timeline spell where it's like they try to keep you stuck in your past. Like they kind of want you to really just stay in your past no matter how it treated you, how the past treated you, it's like they're trying to keep you in your past. And I don't really reflect on my past that much. Like, and I don't like to reflect on my past. And it's like they really try to keep me there. So I'm just like, that's interesting. So that's what's going on in job number one. But I'm just gonna mix these up now. Also, they have people name certain. Oh, I'm gonna also talk about something even more serious, but I wanted to kind of make another video about it. But I'll probably just do a long overview in this one and then chop it up later. So also, like they have a person by the name. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to just go there with it. They got a person at one of my jobs named Destiny. And I believe this is spell work because I believe somebody's trying to do destiny spells on me right now. Like destiny swapping, just destiny spells. I just thought it was interesting that somebody's name was that. I don't really get a lot of those. And it's not that, it's the time period and what's going on currently in my life, why it seems very strange. And also, if you pay attention right now, there's a lot of celebrities that are just randomly dying off. Mariah Carey's mom and sister, Tia and Tamera, one of those twins passed off. Um, oh, recently, and this is connected to the situation, Rich Homie Quan. So let me tell you the story about that. So over here where I live, I was playing one of his songs while I was in the car, and that's the same day that this police officer, female police officer, chased me through a crowd of cars. And I thought that I would let them through. They did a whole 200 feet U turn all the way. Somehow they got through all those damn cars. I don't even know how. And then they got right behind me and Rich Homie Quan was playing. And it's just interesting because yesterday I went to go get some food at Popeyes, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna see if there's something I can watch while I'm eating, no, while I'm driving back home, and that popped up in my face. That them saying, "Oh, this just happened. They just found this breaking news about what happened to Rich Homie Quan." So I'm like, okay, so now this gets deeper because tonight is really the reason why I'm on here talking because I got pissed off tonight. Tonight I'm going down the street, getting close to the house. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go another way because I'm just telling me to. So nobody's behind me. All of a sudden, a cop comes behind me. So a cop comes behind me out of nowhere. They didn't have their lights on. That's how they came from out of nowhere. Because I've been trying to figure out how did he get that. Well, I didn't see who their face was. How did? But it's the same street the other cop chased me on, and I had to go to court, and it was appealed, and I won that case because she was. There was no reason why she should have been following me. And in this situation, I wasn't speeding or anything, and this cop came out of nowhere. They didn't have their lights on. Then they started putting their lights on me. And so I'm like, what the fuck you putting your lights on me for? Because I know I'm driving the speed limit. So if I'm driving the speed limit, what the fuck you got your lights on me for? And so they turned with me, and now I'm turning on my camera and starting to record me talking about this cop that's behind me. And I'm like, why they following me on a dark ass fucking street? Why the fuck they following me on a dark ass street? They had their light on like as if they were gonna pull me over, and they're not doing anything. Because if you're gonna pull me over in the light, you know. And so then he just like, I'm like, I'm just cussing shit out. Like, what the fuck's going on? Why the fuck are you got your lights on? Where the fuck did he even come from? So now I'm like taking a shower and I'm thinking, you know what? This is what they be doing. They be hiding somewhere without their lights on, like their headlights, their driving lights. Then they run real fast past, like behind you, but they go like 60 miles an hour, get behind you, and then they turn the lights on because he didn't have his headlights on. He did not have his driving lights on. That's why I did not fucking see him. And then he put his red, white, and fucking blue lights on. All of a sudden, he was blinking them towards me. And that's when I'm like, what the fuck you blinking them towards me for? I didn't do shit. And so they've been sneaking up behind me. This the same street they snuck up behind me. They didn't, well, the other one was in broad daylight. And significantly, when Rich Homie Quan was on. So last night I was listening to this song by Birdie, and it's called Not About the Angels. Yeah, I'm gonna get into this shit if you like music. And so this song was about, I boiled it down to it being about a girl who didn't want to be sacrificed. So she's actually saying, you got people who are like, oh, you're my little angel. This is how I feel. This is my interpretation. And she's basically saying, don't try to make her a sacrifice. Don't give her up. Because in the song it says, don't give me up. Don't give me up. So I just thought it was real interesting with the Rich Homie Quan. And then all of a sudden, I was listening to that song. And oh, they've been listening to all the songs that I listen to. And it gets much deeper. It's so deep that I'm actually fucking scared to talk about it because the same people that I'm talking about are some of the same people who've been pulling up in fucked up situations saying that they're gonna fucking help me. I'm fucking low key like terrified because it's like they are literally watching me and then putting it in my face that they're watching me, but it's like, what? Like, I don't, I'm not sure how I should be fucking reacting. And also, this is not the second time recently that a cop has gotten behind me and turned on their lights. So I'm just wondering why they're getting behind me and turning on their lights and not even having their regular lights on, like kind of following me, especially in the fucking dark. And most of them are with their partners. So I'm like going ballistic outside, like I'm not gonna be y'all's fucking sacrifice. And it's like in this particular neighborhood, it's a big fucking neighborhood. And so these police officers have been following me in this particular neighborhood that I live in currently right now on 9/6/2024. And it's not the neighborhood you can look me up and find me in that I live in, but it is the neighborhood that's on my fucking driver's license. And the neighborhood that's on my driver's license is where these cops have been following me around. And the only reason why I'm saying something about it is because I don't feel like it's to actually protect me. I feel like they're threatening me. And right now, I'm somebody's like, don't talk about the case. But I'm going to talk about the case because the case is why I think people be following me. And right now, I'm upset because they made me pay a big ass fine, even though this was a while back. They made me pay like $2,000-3,000 on something that I shouldn't have fucking paid because for no car insurance. But I had car insurance. And they gave me a warning for that fucking ticket. And they gave me a ticket because they gave me a warning because they pulled a gun out on me and that ticket disappeared. And so now times are hard. I want my motherfucking $2,000 back because I have the paper that says I had car insurance and they should have been able to look it up. And I called the car insurance company And I was asking them about my papers about no car about my car insurance. They told me they couldn't find anything. It wasn't on record. They only keep their records for so long. This was recently. I said there's only two times that I paid 6 months in advance for car insurance. And she's like, oh well, you mainly pay for 1 month at a time. I don't see, bitch, I paid twice 6 months because he paid 6 months for me because it was my birthday. And I remember he paid that for me for my birthday. He paid 6 months. It was 6 months or 3 months. He paid, and I forgot to open the car insurance packet, and I had thought that I didn't have it, but I had it the whole time. And see, they be listening and watching so they know what you think and don't think. And they be somebody's using that against the nigga, even though they know I had it. Why you couldn't look it up? And most importantly, why couldn't the car insurance people verify that? And so I went up there and they started getting scared. So when I started going up after that, the car insurance people, um, they started having the security guy in there. And I said something smart to them. I said, yeah, you got that security guy in there. Because she said something smart to me. She was just treating me rude as soon as I walked in. I said, yeah, you got the security guy in there because you know you did something wrong. You got him in here for you. They moved out that fucking building. Oh, and another thing about that car insurance shit, they started harassing me with that shit. The black lady that was doing my car insurance, she started putting people on there talking about, oh, do you know these people? Now, I've been getting car insurance for this lady for a long time. Nobody else's name popped up on my shit. Then the people from the past popped up like, oh, do you know this person? Do you know that person? And I'm like, I just said no. Now, maybe there's a reason they popped up, but then she asked me, do I know this person? And this was a person that I was talking to a little bit at the time that I was kind of talking to, a guy. And why the fuck would his name pop up? Why would he be on my car insurance as anybody? We don't have anything joined together in our name, nothing, nothing. No paperwork. Why would his name? But it wasn't his last name. They put the last name as Lynch. So I thought that was weird too, because not. I know some people who that's actually their last name, but I felt offended. I was like, "What you trying to say? You gonna lynch a nigga or something like that?" Because they put his name and then they put that as the last name, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And I don't know. It was some weird shit that was going on. And they had pulled me over before, and nobody told me I had a warrant out for my fucking arrest for the no car insurance shit, which they gave me a warning for because they pulled the gun out on me. But now, months and months and months, almost a year or so later, I get in a car wreck with somebody who plotted that shit, which they didn't get one mark on their car, and they asked for my social security number on the scene. I gave them my information, and then I said, so is that good enough? Because your car is not messed up or anything. There was a kid in there. I said, is he okay? And they were like, yeah, he's just worried about his popcorn. He didn't want his popcorn to spill. And I'm like, okay, sounds like everybody good up in here. And so she was just like I said, this was a Lexus SUV or some shit. There wasn't a mark on it. Now my car, the bumper fell off and everything. My shit got fucked up, but they didn't have one fucking scratch on their fucking car, and that's because God knows they was trying to set me the fuck up. And I paid for it, and the reason why is because I did need something fixed on my vehicle, and I waited. And I still tried to work, and that's what happened. And I learned my lesson, and I will never do that again. So the cops been following me. I feel like they're out here trying to do some sacrificial shit. I live in a neighborhood where they have patrol. I was so pissed off, I was ready to call out this fucking neighborhood, man. And this neighborhood is so big, it don't fucking matter. I'm that fucking pissed. I don't fucking care. It's surrounded everywhere. This shit everywhere, nigga. Because if I say the name is in more than one place. It's big, so you still can't fucking find me if I say what the fucking name is. And I'm getting that fucking close where I'm gonna fucking say the name. But like I said, for people that know me, maybe it's the same zip code on my motherfucking driver's license. These cops been following me the fuck around. Why the fuck is they following me? And I feel like they trying to do some type of sacrificial shit. These motherfuckers trying to fucking do something to me. Not because I go against them, not because I'm fighting for my motherfucking rights, none of that shit. They fucking going against me right now because there's some shit going on about me. People have broke into this house to get some shit of mine. You know what I'm saying? They broke into this house to get some shit of mine. Because I've been trying to hold this in about what I do on the side because I don't really be wanting to put myself out there. But I fucking write. I am a fucking writer. I write shit. I'm not gonna say exactly what I be writing, but I'm pretty sure some people can guess. I write shit. And people had come up into this house to steal some of the shit that I write. And it's like I figured out how to deal with that shit mentally and emotionally, but I've also drawn the fucking line. I don't know who giving what to what and who doing it, but somebody's doing something and passing shit around. That's all I can tell you. And I think that they're threatened by the fact that I'm even talking about it, which why would you be? So I feel like they're trying to keep shit under wraps about some of the police situations I've been in and some of the things that have been stolen from me. And they're trying to fucking sacrifice me or some shit so they can just fucking get rid of me and not have to deal with any of that shit because they don't know whether I'm gonna talk about it or not. And some of the shit I feel like for my own safety needs to be talked about, especially when it comes to police following me and shit. And I don't know what type of deals they got with people and what they trying to fucking do. In the last video, I talked about how they 2 videos ago, I talked about how somebody was trying to run me over on the road, telling me that you know what I'm saying, that he was a fucking slave. I don't got nothing to do with that shit. If you was a slave today, then you damn sure need to talk to Kamala and Biden. I don't got nothing to do with that shit. And it seemed to me they bring everybody over here, so I don't know what type of slave you are. And if this the type of shit motherfuckers do when they come over here, then I don't know what to tell you. Because he was some type of African young dude. So I'm just like I'm pissed off right now. I'm so fucking pissed off that these people was fucking behind me like that in the dark. It's like they snuck up like behind me. And what am I supposed to do? You know, back then I probably would have pulled over to the side and they would have gotten out the car. And then they might say, oh, well, why did you pull over? Well, because you pulled up in the fucking dark, blinking your fucking lights, and you didn't have nothing on. I thought you wanted something. And then that's how they can confront me. They don't have nothing to talk to me about, though. But if I was just sensitive to it, I could have easily made that mistake, thinking they wanted something from me, but they could be harming me because there's nothing that I did. I wasn't driving over the speed limit. So what would we possibly be talking about? You would be an aggressive person telling me that something's wrong with me because I stopped for you. That type of stuff. Now I gotta cuss you out because I don't trust you and I don't trust what you're doing. And it's dark and you're following me. without your lights on. And then you're putting your red and white blue lights on for 2 seconds and then turning them off. And then prior to this, they did this shit again somewhere else. They came up behind me and was putting their lights on. And then they were turning it off. I don't got no fucking warrants. And also, they can't say, oh, she's suspicious because them plates clean. I've been driving in that car. And also, yeah, I don't got no fucking warrants. The place is clean. I have car insurance of my own. So I don't know what the fuck these people up to. They can't say they seen this car don't got no tint on it. So I don't know what the fuck they're up to. This don't seem like no coincidental. This seems like strategic, plotted shit. And also, I think they're doing exhaustion spells where they put you through so much shit that you're exhausted to where you can't even pay attention to what the fuck you need to be doing. So I was gonna come home and work on a little bit more of some shit that I was gonna do, and I'm gonna do it anyway because I don't be able to sleep at night anyway because I'll be having so many fucking nightmares. So I don't know who the fuck these people are following me and acting like they're trying to fucking kill me, but they need to back the fuck off. They need to back off because at the end of the day, I still have the right to protect myself, and that's from anybody that's trying to harm me. And these police officers in this particular area code that I live in are threatening me. And they're threatening to me because if I'm driving the speed limit and you don't have your lights on and you're making me feel like I need to pull over because you're blinking your lights on here and there, and then you pull me over for no reason, or I stop for no reason just because you were doing that, but you don't have a reason to fuck with me, I feel like my life is in danger and that I need to protect myself from you. You're the psychopath. I don't trust you because you are driving like you're on drugs. You're driving like you're on drugs. You don't have your lights on. You're blinking them back and forth here and there. I wasn't doing anything to break the law, and you're following me in the dark next to a big fucking bitch. I don't trust you. You are just like anybody else on the streets to me right now. I don't trust you getting out of your vehicle, fucking with me, asking me anything. You need a drug test, and somebody needs to be watching you. It needs to be a police car and lights and Channel 13 and people being able to surveillance and watch you live and see what you're up to. Because you're not trustworthy right now. I don't know you. And the fact that a patrol officer met me in this driveway a couple years ago, asking me what I was doing in the driveway, is fucking suspicious cause for me to not trust anybody over here. Because there's been 8 people to a house at all these fucking houses around me. New people come in and out, and I've never seen his ass pull up at one of their houses before. So what are you watching me for? And he frequently comes out during pattern times to fucking look at me. That's what I think. Like every time I used to do my hair in a new hairstyle, he would show up. Then when I would call about concerns, he would say, so and so Q, nobody's bothering you. Nobody, how the fuck do you know? Nobody's messing with you, Q. Like I'm retarded. Like that's how he's talking to me. And I'm just like, nah, I think you got it wrong. And so I decided I was going to record him talking to me stupid while I was calling him in a concerned manner about what was going on. And do you know, as soon as I pressed the record button, he completely changed the way that he started talking. Oh, okay, well, if you have any problems or any troubles, just let me know, like that type of shit. So it was like either there was a camera sitting above where I was and he knew, or he was looking at my phone somehow and he seen what I was doing on my phone as I was talking to him. Or there was a neighbor watching, seeing what I was doing. Because I was going to, I don't know if I had two phones or what I was doing, but I was about to record how he was treating me. And all of a sudden, he magically fucking changed his whole fucking tone. So at that time, I couldn't catch what he was doing. But my question is, how the fuck did he know that I was gonna push, that I was pushing the record button on his ass? Because I was talking the same fucking way. Oh, and those neighbors across the street, they're usually always home. Today, after that little incident happened, they weren't home, but as I was still I was outside getting upset, they drove in their driveway. And also when I left to go to work, they were outside driving. You know, they got in their little parking lot area when I was leaving. So they were there when I was going to work, and they were there when I got back. And this bitch don't got no motherfucking ID. Because I had to call the cops on her because she came over here trying to hit me with something because I was asking her lawnmower man to park over there where she is and not over where I was. And I'm wondering what him and the neighbor are doing over here on this side because he was in one of their houses and I didn't hear no lawnmower lawning. I didn't hear no lawnmower mowing. And he was there for about an hour. Then came outside where I was, parked on the curb where we at. So I asked him about going where he needed to be at. It's a Hispanic guy. The neighbor that lives next door to me is a black female. She don't never go nowhere. She looked like she in her 50s or 40s. The one right across, she's a Hispanic lady. She got a husband. So what's she so defensive for? So I don't know. Oh, and oh, the police, when they came, they told me, which I do have recorded, they told me, oh, see, what I did was I put a bucket on the curb by where she stayed because they saying that it's the city of Houston property. So I put that there. I said, well, it's the city of Houston property. She can park her cars over here. I want to put a bucket over there, which by the way was a new bucket with new things in it. And it was the closest thing, the easiest thing. So I just put it there because I didn't want the vehicle there. And he said, well, technically that's littering. I'm like, no, it's not littering because that's mine and it's brand new. So he's like, well, it's still littering. Well, I don't see how it is. I think it's extremely debatable. It's not trash. But okay, whatever. It's littering. Call it what you want. You can make up whatever you want to make up. And he's like, but if you really want to, you can park your car right there. If she parks your car right there. Now they said they've asked her not to do it, which I've already done that before. So he was like, yeah, technically you can park your car right there. And this is the thing. I don't want to park my car in front of their house like they're doing to me. So I'm not trying to fight the war with the bitch. Sorry, but I'm sorry. I want her to stay on her side and me to stay on mine. I'm not here to battle with the bitch. Okay? I'm not here to be like, oh, well, I'm gonna park my car here because you nosy. That's the whole point. I don't want my shit near you. But she'll probably go to jail because if I park my shit there, she'll probably do something to the vehicle. And I can get rid of her real quick. But it's just the fact that I don't want my shit right there. Her husband was even parking his truck over here. Her whole fucking husband. She got her husband parking here. She got the lawnmower man parking here. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing? And everybody knows I don't like people parking over here in front of this house. Oh, and I got this on footage. I got some shit to show y'all because y'all think I'm just talking right now. Hopefully they don't blow my fucking phone up. I'm gonna show you the fucking footage. The guy that lives down this way, I caught his ass. Now I don't know why, but he was parking his car over here on the side, and I just happened to look on the camera as I was leaving, and he was running to get his car and park it back in his driveway. And I was like, oh, so that is what's going on. He parked his vehicles over here. And then when I left, he ran over here and parked them back in his driveway. And I walked around the block and caught him in the middle of doing it. And I just sat there and looked at him. I just looked at him with the camera. I showed what was going on. And he was like, what? Like, he gave me a what? What are you looking at? I'm like, I'm just watching what you're doing. And I watched him move that car and the other car that he had back in his driveway, which nobody was blocking his way. So that gives me a very big clue that they're doing this to bother me and waste my fucking time. Now, you tell me why they would need to bother me and waste my time. That is the golden fucking question. And if you don't believe me, when I show you the footage, which will probably be recently, which will probably be soon, then I want you to go back and answer those fucking questions. Because a lot of people are like, you're not that important. You're nobody fucking special. Nobody's paying attention to you that fucking close. So when I show you what I'm telling you matches up, then answer why they're doing that. Why are they trying to buy time? Why are they trying to exhaust me? Why? Why is she picking on me about me talking to the lawnmower man and asking him if he could move his truck? I was playfully being flirtatious on purpose to really fuck with her, but that's not her husband. She got a husband. I was like, oh, papi, I thought you liked me. Why you park right here? Why you don't park over there, papi? And she was like, ah! She got so mad and angry and fucking furious. She came out there with one of the little mini ladders trying to hit me upside the head with it. She came all the way up to the grass of this house and raised it over her head to hit me with it, saying she was gonna hit me. And her daughter was over here trying to get her off me and all type of shit, or trying to be, jump me together just in case I started beating my ass. And then she started laughing. Not after I picked up what I picked up, because I told her I wasn't fucking playing. And when they called my bluff. They think that I'm weak and that I won't do nothing. See, people mess with you because they know you a good person and you really a sweetheart. That's why they feel like they can fuck with you. Because if I seem like a big fucking evil monster, I have a feeling they wouldn't come fucking with me. I have a feeling they wouldn't. But something about them thinks, oh, I can fuck with her. She won't do much. And so I went over there and picked up one of them motherfucking drills that I had that you used to unscrew them bolts on the fucking wheel. Because that's what I was working on, trying to do that shit myself. Because the tire had went flat. And I was finna hit her ass with that shit. She started hitting me. She was like, do it. Shit. She was trying to hit me. I told her to do it, bitch. Then she did. She tried to hit me with that bitch. I hit her ass with that metal, motherfucker. And then her daughter was like, oh, stop. Yeah, and then she decided to run off because she knew I was building my strength. I was gonna hit her ass with that metal again, and she wanted to make sure I don't black the fuck out and just go in on her ass fucking with me. So she hopped her ass over there back to her fucking house, and then wanted to laugh from across the fucking way like it was funny. But if I really used my strength on your ass, it wouldn't have been fucking funny because it would have been you and your daughter. It would have been your daughter trying to hold me down and you trying to do something because I was really gonna go in on you. And if I black out, I might be able to handle both of y'all at the same damn time. So you need to leave me alone because I'm not fucking with you. I'm not messing with you. Just trying to agitate you a little bit because you agitating the fuck out of me all the time and you can't handle it. Girl, get the fuck out of here. So when she was talking to the police, it be seeming like they're friendly to the enemy of mine. And so I seen her, it felt like the police officer woman gave her a card. Now they were Hispanic because I told them that the lady was Hispanic. And I'm not doing that shit no more. Next time I'm not gonna be friendly and tell them cops that she's Hispanic. No, motherfucker, you bring any fucking cop. I don't give a fuck if she can speak some English. I'm not gonna do her a fucking favor to where now I got 3 Hispanic cops and I can't understand what the fuck these bitches saying. No offense, but I'm just saying now I can't understand what the fuck they saying. Nah, I'm gonna bring the cop for me. I don't give a fuck what that lady is. She know how to hit somebody with some shit. She better know how to speak English. So I'm not bringing no Spanish cop for no Spanish people. I ain't doing her no fucking favors where I can be blocked out of hearing what motherfuckers talking about. I want to hear every fucking thing. I don't know. She not Spanish bitch. She crazy. That's what the fuck she is. And so they all speaking Spanish. The lawnmower man over there too. They all speaking Spanish. I don't know what none of their asses is saying. So I'm never gonna do that again for a Spanish person. They ask you if the person is Spanish, you say, hell no, I need an English speaking person. Cause that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna start speaking Spanish to each other against you. So it looked like the cop that gave her a card. That's what I thought. I said, ma'am, because that's what the patrol dude did to the people who lived there before them. He was giving them cards and friendly and talking to them. So I seen her like hand something. It felt like she handed them a fucking business card. And so I said, ma'am, what did you just hand her a business card for? She's like, I didn't hand her a business card. She said I gave her passport back. But now I'm thinking about it, it don't seem like a passport is that small. That's like the size to me of an ID or a card. But she said she was giving her, isn't a passport like a book? But I don't know. Is a passport come like an ID too? Is they got passports like that now? And so she was like, I wasn't giving her a business card, ma'am. I was giving her her passport back because she doesn't have an ID. Well, shit. She need a ticket for that. Well, it's a passport, whatever. She need a passport her ass back wherever the fuck she came from trying to hit me. So, the neighbors across the street have a passport. So that's interesting. You just so happen to have a passport and not an ID. Don't people, well, I don't know nothing about that. I thought that was temporary shit. But anyway, yeah, they try, if you know, you know. They trying to do something to a nigga. You not finna sacrifice me. You not finna sacrifice me. I don't give a fuck what you took. You ain't taking me too. I don't give a fuck what you took or who took it. Let me tell y'all something. I got clientele. I've been doing shit promotionally. Okay? I've been doing shit promotionally. I've been helping people. People been using my fucking resources. So, like I said, and my clients, because that's what I'm calling them. Yeah, we gonna make it right. My clients that I've done great promotional stuff for, they are confidential clients because a lot of these people is very high at the top people. And that's all that I'm going to say about that. So whereas it looked like people don't have stuff and don't have things and this and that, well, yeah, it might not be everything that it looks like. But I have done because I won't be sitting up here looking like a dry fucking well in this fucking situation. I'm known for flipping shit. I'm known for flipping anything into something better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing. But what they want to do, because see, it took time because it's like learning a new language. It was like learning a new language, and I had to also learn this new language. But no, not many people speak this language. But I had to learn this language, and it put a lot of pressure on me because I really didn't know how I was going to go about it, right? But it's in very high demand dealing with me and knowing this language, okay, right now. And it's taken me a while to figure it out. But I've always kind of known. Now I'm more so just expressing it. Now I don't mind doing what I do, but there's sometimes you gotta draw a fucking line after a while. After a while, everything not promotional no more. In the industry, in the like let's say even like a certain industry, you do stuff promotionally, but after that you start making money. And especially when you're doing shit on a certain level for people on a certain level. You can't keep just getting shit. A bitch gotta get paid eventually. Just like modeling. In modeling, you do promotional work. People don't really understand that. And then after that, you start getting paid good amount of money. Promotional work is just getting yourself out there where people can know you. Okay? They can know you. The people that need to know you. So excuse me, being like disrespected and treated like shit, there's like a limit to it for me. And it's like people trying to tell me that I don't know who I am. There's a limit to it to me because I don't go around really just necessarily bragging about who I am, what I do, who I do it for, because I just don't feel like it's the time. But these things that are happening to me are pushing me. Gosh, I'm just like itchy right now. The things that are happening to me are just really pushing me into the time. And I'm not really trying to do things at other people's pace. I'm trying to do them at my pace. Now, it's like it's always off pace. When I'm ready, other things aren't. The way that I've been doing it, people slow it down for me. And then I'm forced to go this speed and I'm forced to do this and I'm forced to do that. I'm just tired of it. I had my own vision about how it would go, how things would go. And it's like people are trying to make it go how they want it to go. And that's what's fucking everything up. Let me do the part that I need to do Let me get what I deserve and earn, and then things will be ready the way it should be. But because I'm being held back at everything, that's slowing shit down. And now I'm stressed because I need to speed shit up. And then here they are throwing all their little fucking curved balls and shit in the middle of the fucking street while I'm just trying to fucking drive. And then some people even trying to, because I'm a sensitive person, I don't really understand at the moment every time exactly what you're doing. I could take it the wrong way. And then some people I feel like trying to insult me. Or some people trying to, it's one thing not to give somebody credit, but it's another thing. Like, what's it gonna say? No, it's one thing to not just mention somebody, but it's another thing to act like it was completely all you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to just be like, oh, and so, but don't be like, oh, it's just like, for instance, there's this girl, she was making something, and the guy is the one who put the image on it and everything. And then she would go and say, oh, I made this, but not tell people that he did that. Instead of just saying, oh, this is something that I worked on, it's really good, I like how it turned out, and this is what it is. That's different. But to be like, I made it, and you don't say anything that, you know, it's like having this, okay? And somebody makes all of this right here. They do the label, they do everything for you. You're just starting brand new or whatever like that. They get the pins and everything for you, everything that you need. But let's say it was something bigger, but I'm just going to use this example. And then you buy the bobby pins, and then you put the bobby pins in there. And then you market this, and you start telling, let's just say like your close friends and stuff, oh, I made this. Look at this. I made this. Now, when you say that you made this, they're going to think you made the label, you got this manufactured, you got the bobby pins manufactured. Like, you kind of making it seem like you did all of it. Like, did you invent this? Did you invent that? Like I said, now if it was something more bigger, that's how I would talk about it. But it's like some people, they just act like, and some people, they'll buy it like this and then just say they made it because they sold it. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't quite work that way. But that's the best example I can give without going too in detail because I'm not ready to do all that right now. So, people, you can refrain from talking about stuff, but it's like how you say it too. You ain't gotta do too much because that's a way that you can really start pissing people off. You can really start pissing people off by doing that. Like, okay, this is a better example. Having a phone and then the little icons that are on the phone, you just popping up and saying, oh, look, I made this phone. You didn't make the phone. You helped create the icons that are on it. And so if you just approach it like that, like, yeah, I did it all by myself. I made this. Like, you're kind of like making people think so. And it's just like a lot of emotions can come from that. The person who actually made the phone, it's that. It's better to just be like, oh, I made this. It's better to be like, this is the product that I'm pushing out right now. It took a lot of work. I try, there's other ways you could talk about it, but not necessarily not credit or credit people at the same time. So you got to be like really sensitive about that type of thing. People are actually sensitive about that. There are people who are actually invested into things like that. So, like I said, in everything that you do in every industry, there's a certain language for that industry. And there's also a certain vibe. And you got to kind of know how to work that. to keep the peace. And it's like, for me, I've done that as best as I fucking can. And it's like, a lot of shit be thrown at you as a person. So you don't know exactly what to do. And it's like, it's much like the fucking Matrix, because it's like shit just being thrown at you, or you know what I'm saying? You just bending back trying to avoid all this shit because you don't really know, wait, how this is happening, how it's being thrown. And so, you know what I'm saying? You trying to just avoid all the shots altogether until you know how to handle that shit. Then you can start catching some shit. You know what I'm saying? Throwing some shit out. You know, then you can start doing shit once you know how to deal with it. So this isn't something for everybody to go around and start trying to steal my fucking way of talking. And oh well, yeah, this is how, because it needs to be genuine and it needs to be real. And I get kind of tired of people just throwing shit out there like, oh yeah. Everybody don't want to hear that same shit, because people can see through people also. People need to be more genuine with their message and who they are and how it relates to them. Quit trying to sound like everybody else when it ain't even making you no fucking money. Just stop. Like everybody gotta use the fucking restroom at the same fucking time now all of a sudden. And you know what? People really be doing that. Everybody will hold in their fucking piss until one person has to go pee. Like, oh, they're peeing now. Let's go. No. It's like, how you gotta pee too? Oh, because we've been saving it this whole time because we knew you would eventually have to go pee. It's like, just be you. Just be genuine. And I'm not even talking about anything related to that. I'm just talking about, like, sometimes you notice people all saying the same shit all of a sudden. Like, people have been saying, I'm going to quit work. That's the new thing. Yeah, I'm tired of work, bitch. I don't know what you're going through, but if you're going to quit work, you need to be specific about shit and let us know why. Because the reason why I be wanting to quit work is because I be getting gang stalked at work. I be going under so much scrutiny at work, just being there and trying to do a good job. People be fucking with me in strange ass ways. I can understand why you want to quit work if when you go to work, people are throwing all your family members' names in your face. If people are, doing all these word spells and witchcraft and bringing certain items, like, oh, last night I was sitting at the dinner table with my friend with this tape. And then all of a sudden you go to work and someone's like, oh, can you hold this for me while I go in the fitting room? Like, bitch, where the fuck you get that from? That type of shit. That's fucking weird. And then repeatedly doing shit like that. Okay? That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, you're in your fucking restroom braiding your fucking hair. Bitches who don't even have their hair fucking braided. But this is how you left the chair while you was braiding your fucking hair. You left the hair like this. And then all of a sudden you see people who didn't even get their hair done, haven't gotten their hair done. They in their video talking with this like that. They found a piece of hair and did that same shit. And you like, what the fuck? Like, you watching me in the restroom now, bitch? That type of shit. And I'm fucking serious. So if you can handle that type of shit, then okay. Because that's the type of shit I've been going through. And that's the type of reasons why I be wanting to quit work and not hang around. I love work. I love fucking work. I love fucking school. I fucking live for it. Motherfuckers know that. And so if I want to quit work and school and shit, someone's doing some real fucked up shit to me. So I don't have a problem working. Even if you're just working 4 hours a day. I don't have a problem showing up at fucking work and being a productive member of society for people, especially when they support me and care about me. But people who are doing weird shit to me when I'm there, having customers do weird shit, and then co-workers doing weird shit on top of that, that's fucking stressful. I'm not complaining about having to work. I'm not complaining about the fact that I'm getting paid a fucking penny. That sucks, but I'm still gonna go to work. I'm distressed because of what's happening to me at work. And then I gotta get it. And then I'm not getting paid that much. Everybody now, and then this is what pisses me off about people. I decide, oh, I want to fucking quit. It seemed like the whole world be saying they want to fucking quit. And then as soon as your bitch ass ready to go back to work and you start filling out your resume and shit, all of a sudden everybody want to get their bitch ass up and motherfucking go to work again. Bitch, I need you to make this shit more staggered and jagged and shit. Because you don't need to all be applying at the same time that I'm fucking applying. But I understand like a group of people going in new together as well. But it's like also the competition is greater because now it's more people applying at the same time. So it's like I go through a lot of emotions about how I feel about shit. And it's like, yeah, the whole world doesn't revolve around you. But it do be feeling like a lot of times the whole world is doing the same shit at the same fucking time. Especially through YouTube and shit like that. So it's like you have to gain a whole new set of fucking feelings because of whatever is going the fuck on. Yeah, so yeah, be more literal about what the fuck you're going through. I don't need no bitches who've been working somewhere for 14, 15 years and managers and shit, and now all of a sudden they want to fucking quit and apply at the same motherfucking place I want to apply to, and I'm trying to be a fucking manager. Bitch, go back to where you was working for 14 years and had a good position. I just seen a bitch yesterday. She said she was making 100K a fucking year. And she was just tired of fucking working because she was tired of seeing people being treated poorly. Bitch, they not treating you poorly. Don't treat that person poorly. Be the person who treats that person good. Be the person who recommends that person. What type of culture you in at that motherfucker in? Why you can't be like, oh yeah, she's a really good worker. I see her working. She's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna stay because I want to make a difference. You made 100K. Now you at home talking about you ain't doing that shit, sounding like the same bitch who was getting harassed the fuck out of at work. Bitch, if you not gonna go create a job where you hiring them same bitches you was feeling sorry for, then what the fuck are you doing? Then you gonna jump back into the market as soon as them bitches start looking for a job? Now you just in the fucking way. I'm just saying somehow it gotta make sense in the world. Cause it's real fucked up. Then with these jobs and shit, I'm getting fucking tired because it's like all this. Oh, are they still doing recommendations and shit and referrals? Man, I ain't giving you no motherfucking referral, nigga. Like I'm a good fucking worker, and I have pictures to prove what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because of what people be doing. Besides when they fuck with my motherfucking phone. So either way, you can put me on a job and I could show you what I do. I don't need all that, referral shit. What the fuck am I gonna give you a fucking referral? What the fuck do I need? Not referral, I'm sorry. What the fuck do you need a reference from? Like it's supposed to be a manager and this and this. Okay, bitch, I don't got one. I didn't work at a lot of places, but you want me to give you a reference from a place that I'm trying to run from, bitch? Where they've been trying to gang stalk me and treat me bad at work? Talking about, and then what the fuck type trick question is this? Can we contact your last employer? Fuck no. All you need is me, bitch. And I mean that. All you need is me. I'm a good fucking worker and I can prove that shit. And if you don't fucking like me, you can get rid of my ass tomorrow. You don't need to know the motherfuckers that I'm trying to run from who I don't want to be associated with. Them motherfuckers is following me. Oh, yeah, hi. We're calling about so and so, they're a candidate right now. I just wanted to know a little bit about what you thought about that person. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. You let my work show you who the fuck I am. I don't want you to call them because the next thing is not, I bet you they don't have regular conversations like, oh yeah, oh, but what phone you calling from? Is you calling? Because if you not calling from a pay phone, nigga, this is a bad setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what position are they applying for? Oh, do you have any other positions available? I know a couple of people that need jobs. Man, hang the fucking phone up on that bitch. Don't bring nobody you know up over here, man. Don't nobody need to be doing no references. Everybody can't do that. Now that bitch who was making 100 fucking K that was watching other people's fucking suffer, that bitch can do that. But the people that was suffering that she seen get their ass beat up on by these motherfuckers, they can't do that. Because if they do, they're gonna be in a trap fucking forever. Because them motherfuckers is following you, bitch. They following you. Matter of fact, I had a person who I interviewed with, and they told me, "Oh, it's following you." And I thought to myself, "Damn, that's the clearest shit I ever heard a bitch tell me that was real." She said, "It's following you," because I literally had to talk about them. When they asked me why I left my last job, I mean, I gotta find all this fake ass shit. I mean, there's good answers that you can come up with, but when people start researching and digging and all that shit, man, hell no, man. Ain't nobody got time for all that. But right now, it's okay. I don't really have to deal with that. But when people pressure you to give references, why? Why do you want to bring a connection in that a bitch tried to disconnect from? Why would you want that to follow that bitch? Why? Oh, can we talk to one of your last managers? No, but the most important thing you can do is talk to the first fucking source, which is me, motherfucker. Why do you want to talk to the last fucking manager? Why do you want to tell them where the fuck I'm going? I'm trying to hide. You know what I'm saying? That's my business. If I want to have the last fucking manager's phone number, that's my fucking personal business. We don't need to connect like that. The only way I need to connect with you is my black ass working hard and doing a good job for you in your fucking company. Me earning my money because I'm doing just that. I don't need no fucking connection between the last person. Cause that I'm starting to think that's what's been fucking me up. Some of the references that I had, I think them motherfuckers have been following me. Trying to see where I'm at. Going in there, looking, watching, fucking me up. And you know some of them people is crazy. They the type of people who come up in there and be like, hey, so and so, how's everything going? What about so and so? What about this person in your life? What they'll come into your workplace telling everybody your whole fucking life. I know people like that. And it's like, hey, bitch, can you shut the fuck up? I'm at work and I don't tell all these people all that shit. Maybe you knew me when I was a fucking teenager and shit, and I was, you provided a certain program or whatever like that. But I don't need you coming up in here telling all these people my motherfucking business. Because I have told them some shit that was a little bit personal to my situation. And let me tell you something, that shit ain't getting me no motherfucking higher. So I don't need you to be doing that shit. You don't need to do that shit. Because I learned that every bitch got a motherfucking story. And I know personally my story puts me where I need to be taken care of in a certain type of way. But especially back then when I was younger. But that shit wasn't used properly. And now if I pull up with that shit, people might even be threatened or intimidated by it. So no. It's hard to say, hey, this person comes from this type of situation. So whoever at your job has that same type situation but doesn't come from this particular situation, this person should get hired over them. If they have the same issue, the same problem, or whatever like this, the same credentials, this person should be hired first because of their situation. If you know what I'm talking about. People nowadays, they don't be respecting that. They're not looking at you like, oh yeah, let me help you because you're having this situation. And people looking at people like, bitch, we all got situations. And even though your situation might be more severe, everybody thinks that their situation is more severe. So people don't be wanting to help you. Maybe when you was younger, people would do that, but you be having them same problems as you get older. That shit don't really be changing. And then all the shit people be trying to do to stop you and to keep you deserted and isolated, that just makes it worse. So I'm really on here because I want those police officers to stop fucking following me. Stop trying to harass me. Stop trying to act like you're threatening me at nighttime and doing certain shit to me. Because at this rate, I need to be at home before daylight. Now they're making it unsafe for me in every fucking way. Now I need to be home before fucking daylight. Oh my God, excuse me. And now I also need to make sure that I don't go down any dark streets and to stay on all the streets where the most people are on. Because any little wrong turn can start a problem, can put me in a fucked up type of way of feeling. So I'm just fucking tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. That's what they've been doing to me at work. They just been the most. They've been doing the fucking most. I cannot believe the shit that they be doing. And it's non fucking stop. It's like you be getting jumped at work. Spiritually and emotionally fucking jumped at work, nigga. Like this shit is terrorizing. And I literally just have to be walking in that shit, standing firm just to come out with my little $100 fucking check. Because it takes a lot to be applying for shit. And then motherfuckers want you to spread your resume out to thousands of people. What the fuck is that? Why would you give all these people your name, address, phone number? I be hearing people saying, I put in 4,000, not 4,000, that's a lot. But I be hearing people saying, like, I put in 100 applications. So you gave 100 people your information? Some people be going further than that. They be like, I literally put in 400 applications. Excuse me. Like, why the fuck? I don't like that. And I know it's like we be like trying to get a job and shit, but I am not interested in giving 400 potential employees my fucking information. That's 400 companies that have your address now. No, bitch, you are fucking resume popular. How the fuck don't these motherfuckers know you now? I mean, I guess, like, I don't know, because they don't all know each other. But like, all these people would literally know you based on, your name, your address, your email address, some other person, your social security number, like 400 people. Everybody can't do that. I ain't trying to do that. Hell no. So it's just like, it's pissing me off. And now, I really like the phone interview shit. Like, and so they started doing like phone interviews, right? Because I wasn't really comfortable with the going in person. As soon as they started doing phone interviews, guess what happened? These motherfuckers started hanging up the phone on me while I was talking to people. So now I want to go back to just the face to face. I guess whichever one I land on and it works out, right? But face to face is just as good too because you can see me. It's just like you just don't know what's better. It's just, you know what? Whichever one works at that time. Next time it may be something else. I don't know. I don't want to be connected to anybody, especially at one of my jobs, going to any other job. No fucking way. And also this fucking phone shit with them hacking a nigga phone and following and listening to motherfuckers. I don't want nothing. I don't want them to be associated with me like that. It's like they'll follow you there. They'll bring people there now. No. So me being hacked and followed and GPS and monitored, that shit fucking my life up. They're following me around. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. And it's like my time is just very fucking limited and everything I have to do is just so smushed in and it's just out of fucking control. I'm fucking sick of it. I have to manage shit based on this and based on that and based on this, and it's not normal shit. They put me in a stressful fucking position, and I realized all this time that that's what this all leads up to is me being in a highly stressful fucking situation. All the time that was wasted has led up to a highly stressful situation with me trying to press for time while they're sitting up here trying to distress me with these fucking neighbors and cops running up behind me in the dark. I got shit I have to and need to and want to do. So talking about shit all the time is fucking draining the fuck out of me. And you know what? It's not YouTube because when I'm not doing YouTube, I'm literally talking all the time about the same shit or what happened throughout the day. I'm practicing not doing it. And if I am going to do it, I would like to just do it on YouTube instead of sitting down wallowing in what the fuck people have done to me. Because that's another reason why they like to record me and watch me is because they know that I have this, I don't know what to call it, situation where I will talk out loud about shit that I've gone through throughout the fucking day. I will sit on the couch and start talking about that bitch. And so I think that's kind of interesting to people who would be putting cameras in people's fucking houses. I think that would make you a very interesting candidate for putting a camera in your house. When you the type of bitch who sit down like this fucking bitch today, these motherfucking people, I can't believe this bitch, and they did this, and they did that. Oh, they think this. Yeah, you become an interesting candidate for people putting cameras in your fucking house. Because they get to have a whole fucking little show. Because a lot of times when I'm heated in the moment, I ain't just running to the computer. Sometimes my computer might not even be on. I would have to get on. Sometimes a lot of the shit I be saying outside of the computer, outside of the phone, outside of the video. Well, I just wanted to like I've been holding in a lot of shit, but I guess it has taken and I noticed this when I do try to stay off of YouTube and try to work on things that I need to work on in my life, YouTube, when I'm doing what I need to do and that gets taken care of, I can do YouTube all day, no problem. But right now, there's some things I need to work on outside of YouTube. And I notice when I just focus on those things, they start to build up the pressure. It's like they start to do more and more and more shit to me as they notice that I'm not doing any YouTube videos. That's how it feels. It's like, oh, she's not talking to the media. She's not talking to anybody on YouTube. Let's see if we can do a little bit more aggressive shit. Let's see if we can, put something in the bitch food. Let's see if we can do some death spells on her at work. Things that remind her of death and try to put a bunch of fucking fear in her. Let's see if we can threaten her out on the streets while she's trying to drive to work. Let's see if we can threaten her tremendously when she comes back home from when she's not working. Because I'll be trying to tell people, do not send me my work schedule over the phone. But sometimes it happens and electronically I have a work schedule there too. Because I feel like people have my information and then they be trying to plot shit based on that. So you can see how my life situation is a little bit more different than the average person. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the average person going, but no, an average person that ain't really dealing with a bunch, they probably don't got to worry about shit like that. Now everybody wants to email their work schedules. They want to do this and do that, and now you have to fucking damn near take a picture of your fucking work schedule. But I know how to really get around shit if I really want to. I just haven't been able to go there and do all that shit. I ain't really trying to do that. But oh, I could get the fuck around some shit if I really, really had the time. And they know this. They fucking know. And that's one thing that they don't like. They don't want you to ever get to that point because that fucking disgusts them when they know that you can figure some shit out for real, and get certain shit down to where you don't have to worry about the shit. But they always got something they can do too. But now that it was based off of something else and not something you did, not on a mistake that you made. You now know somebody else is involved and it's not your fucking phone where people are getting information and shit like that. So that's just one little small bit though. So yeah, they think that if you don't talk about your problems, you refrain from getting on that YouTube, all of a sudden they can start doing the fucking most. They can do the fucking most. And I thought about having a channel without my face and talking and shit like that, but no, I deliberately have a channel to show my fucking face because of the shit I be going through. Yes. The point is to let people see who these motherfuckers be going after. To see myself. And if motherfuckers don't see me and don't watch me, then I'll start going places where motherfuckers don't see me. So it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be seen somehow. And YouTube is just the perfect platform for people who want to be seen. I mean, you can join groups and all that shit and be a part of that shit. Facebook is a perfect place to be seen. All type of medias now and groups and things that you can get into, even activity things that you can get to outside of YouTube, places where you can fucking be seen. And so I sometimes just hibernate because I'm buckling down on what I need to do. And yeah, they start to buckle down on that spell work and buckle down on the shit. Oh, and they know the timings to do things and all type of shit. They going hard right now. They going real hard right now. Like they going super hard right now with the fucking death spell shit. I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, these niggas are trying to max out, man. They at about a fucking 10 with the shit they trying. And I gotta do everything to protect my fucking life. So that's another reason why I be on here. Because if I have to do something to protect my life, people know. I've reached out for help. I've been documenting my shit. I've been doing all that. So for that city of Houston dude to come over here from the last 3 people, the first people who lived over here, when I was here telling me that this girl got kidnapped that lived at that house and they erased her whole fucking YouTube channel. What the fuck you telling me for? What the fuck are you telling me for? Like that's supposed to mean like, oh well, we can do something to you and then we're just gonna erase your whole fucking channel, bitch. I've seen things that happened to certain people and they still got them fucking channels up playing over and over again. So if you erase my channel, it's because you fucking wanted to. You wanted to get rid of the truth. You wanted to get rid of what people can see and know and witness that people go through what they say verbally because it might happen to one of them and then they can match that shit up and be like, damn, that same shit be happening to so and so. Or they said that shit too. Or damn, that shit be happening to me too. So this is what them people be doing. Yeah, that's the only reason why you would want to erase the shit from me. Erase my fucking YouTube page. They got people, they ain't erased their motherfucking page yet because they making money off of that shit. They ain't erased their fucking page. And I don't give a fuck if it's making money or not. You ain't got no business erasing my shit. The fact that you ran or would want to run to erase my shit or even put that message in my head, that's some real suspicious convo you having, man. That's a real suspicious thing you talking about. And I don't fucking trust it. You out here kidnapping bitches and then getting a motherfucking YouTube page taken off. And then a bitch who you trying to say something to across the street, you trying to tell that bitch the same thing. And then he gonna tell me they gonna get you next. Nah, bitch. They ain't gonna get me next. They gonna get your ass next. They gonna get you before they get me. They ain't getting me. I'm protected by God, and anybody who want to mock that, then they can handle then they need to be ready for the wrath of God. They need to be ready for the wrath of God. I cannot believe these people, man. You know, like I've been saying this a lot, and then I'm about to close this out, man. One thing I've been saying a lot is I cannot believe What's happening to me? I cannot believe, and this is another reason why I like to be secluded at certain times, but now it's like the opposite is having to happen. I cannot, because I knew something was gonna be right around here, man. I cannot believe the shit they be taking people through. Like I know this is what I be saying. I have never seen no shit like this before. Now my best friend, I know he was divinely sent by God because he would tell me about some of these things. And I would have already experienced some of these things before I witnessed him in my life. So, nah, I cannot believe this shit, what they be doing to people. I can't believe what they be doing to me. I can't believe what they be doing to me. And I can't believe I'm still around fucking with them. Sometimes I just be having these moments where I wake up like, man, what the fuck is going on? And it be really fucking me up. I be like, man, what the fuck am I in? Like, what the fuck am I going through? Like, what the fuck are these people doing to me and trying to do to me? Like, what the fuck is this? This shit crazy. I have never seen no shit like this before. And I don't want to. I have never seen people do the shit they've been doing to me, to anybody. Not like that. Mm-mm. And now I see why some people be like saying some shit about work and shit, but this from people that have actually experienced this certain shit. Not just people being lazy, talking about, well, it's not enough money. I'm talking about people going through shit for real. I'm talking about you at work surrounded by witches. Motherfuckers hired witches to come around your ass and then to see if the fucking spell worked. I'm talking about these bitches throwing real spells on your ass throughout the day. And every time they throw a spell, they be walking by trying to see what the spell doing to you. Did it work? As soon as they do the spell, they walk by. After they do the spell, they work by. Like to see your reaction. Oh, how is she reacting? Like I be having somebody, I need my phone for work and it's a certain app that gotta work on my phone. And you be having all of a sudden when certain people show up, the fucking app don't work no more. Now the whole time your ass wasn't here and the whole time certain two people weren't here, my shit been working fucking smooth, bitch. And I noticed that shit. And I noticed for a whole fucking week. And then when these two bitches came back, all of a sudden my fucking phone stopped fucking working right again. And so my hypothesis is turning out to be fucking true because I said it out loud what I be thinking. And that's the good thing about saying shit. And this motherfucker, the same person, I think this one, yeah, because we still going through the trial and test and see, because I am seeing some shit though and watching you while you on your shit trying to figure it out, always looking at you through the fucking window and shit. Like, let's see their fucking reaction. And I realize, that it's stressing me out. I realize that it's not healthy. I want to be in a better place where better people treat me much better. I want to be in a place where the goddamn gray cloud ain't always over their motherfucking building. Because they up to some fucked up shit. But anyway, you can scope that shit out. I be seeing them, and they are going hard in the motherfucking paint like Waka Flocka, nigga. I'm talking about you defend yourself with some shit, and they come back around, sit down by you, and start saying some more shit. Like, oh, that didn't get your ass. Start with little sweet talk and then bow, hit you with some shit. I'll be like, God damn, man, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. These bitches won't stop. They're like, I'm scared. Not because like I'm scared like that. I'm scared because of my strength that I think that I have. And it's like, I know God will never fail or forsake me and all this, but I'm afraid that I'm being too strong. Because you be strong people, and then it's like, nah, man, you gotta really support these people. It's like I'm afraid of being too strong and going through too much shit, and then just realizing I've done too much. I've gone through too fucking much, and like I don't think this is fucking healthy. Like I didn't realize how unhealthy this shit was. Like that's what I be fucking afraid of. Just like I'll be waking up sometimes and I'll just start working throughout the day, working, 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 working. Like people work 8 hours a day, but even on your off days, working, working, working. I'm like, you know what? I literally have only sat down on the couch twice for like 5 minutes each. And I've been up the whole time walking around. And then I finally fucking sit down and I'll be like, I realize I gotta catch my breath a little bit. And I'm like, man, is this shit safe? Is this okay? Like, it's like walking for 10 hours a day. Is that okay? Can I do that? Even with all the stress that I'm fucking going through? Is this gonna backfire in a bad way, or is this, I don't know if this is healthy. Like, I'm kind of scared. Like, even though I've been an athlete before and shit, I'd be kind of scared. Like, there's times where you sit on the bench. There's times where you're gulping a bunch of fucking water. There's times where you're just taking a break. But it's like, bitch, just being consistent, 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 consistent. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just be scared. And I'll be like, I'm running out of time. No, I gotta do something. Like, I can't slow down. And I'm like, they put me in a bad situation because now I see myself trying to catch up with shit, and I'm I won't stop. I keep being consistent, and I'm even afraid of that shit. So sometimes I have to be like telling myself to just take a deep breath, sit the fuck down, go to fuck to sleep. And this is why I don't like. Um, I had this problem at work where when people pile a bunch of shit up on me, they want you to do this, do that. They're backed up on all this shit. And I like to see shit just done. And you just be able to do little stuff here and there, but you're able to more cater to the customers because most things are done. And so I see a bunch of this shit that needs to be done, and I'm like, this shit need to hurry up and be done. And it's like I'll work at a certain pace nonstop, and I won't stop. And then I realize, damn, bitch, like you doing a lot. Maybe you should slow down a little bit. Like take a breath. I'm like, damn, I do need to take a breath. Like, damn, do I need some water? I feel like I'm kind of breathing like I just kind of jogged and shit. And I just been going and going and going. Like, that's why I don't like people giving me a lot of work because I have always had a problem with kind of pacing myself. And I'm trying to learn to pace myself. Because when that's the thing about if you're a hard worker, you're a committed worker, sometimes it can be too much for you because you just see the whole thing and you want to get the big picture done. Get it clear, get it done, get it nice. And then now we can go back to the regular reset of, hi, how are you doing today? But I can't get to you until I got to do all this other shit. They're behind on that. They're behind on that. I got to get all this shit done. And it's like, I'm running a fucking mile like it's a fucking sprint. And I'm fucking scared because all I see is get it done. And then when I'm done, I realize what the fuck I just did. And now I'm like, oh shit, no bitch, I need to sit the fuck down. Like, man, fuck this shit. I ain't doing this shit no more. And then it's like, you are that type of person. So how to retrain yourself to be a more calm person? I can't. I just can't. I can't be around people who don't already have shit kind of together. It's too hard for me. It's hard for me. I want to get it done. I want it to be more of a pay. Also, where I work at during the holidays, we've had the line all the way to the restroom, which is literally like a 200-meter yard dash. And we only had like three fucking cashiers or four cashiers. And I was being too perfect. I'm sorry, but this is the best way I can explain. Oh, tell them about the rewards points and greet them and make sure you tell them this at the end, the whole fucking script. And because I was trying to be such a fucking perfectionist, I realized that was tearing me up and tiring me the fuck out. And guess what? Nobody else was doing that shit. Everybody else was fucking silent. And I'm just the only bitch. Oh, how are you doing today? Are you a rewards member? Do you have make sure that you fill out our survey at the bottom. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Nobody else talking. Sure, you're a leader. We need you up there because you're a leader. But bitch, you burning the fuck out. You gotta be burning out the fucking most. And motherfuckers ain't even gonna get you no better position after. They gonna give it to another bitch. A bitch who wasn't doing all that shit. A bitch who was following after your lead. Oh no. And so I'd be like, hey man, my fucking chest hurting now. Can I go do something else? Because I really could just fucking leave. Because not only am I checking people out with this long ass line saying everything that I need to say, also you have some customers that are coming in and harassing you with certain little things, certain little items on purpose and saying certain little things. So then you got to deal with that, which I've gotten stronger, but this shit still sometimes you don't know when it's gonna creep up on you. So then you gotta like try to get about the situation. I don't know because I got myself out that situation, but I know the holidays coming up, bitch. I don't know, and you just keep going and going and going, and then check this out. They gotta stand behind your ass and make sure you're doing everything. Motherfuckers want to stand behind me every time. Oh, let me see how you're doing it. Bitch, do you know there's new people here and you ain't checked on them at all? Why you come away and ask me, oh, Q, make sure you say everything? I ain't saying shit. So now I don't say shit. I only say shit. Now, sometimes the store manager will come up and work next to you and then they'll be showing off how good they are. Oh, how are you doing? Are you awarded today? Yeah, this. Like, oh, well, see, this is why I'm better than you. And I'm not competing or anything, but I don't know why the store manager is right here at the cash register. Anyway, but I had a couple of some of the managers. They be doing that, like the store managers. We've had two so far, and they be doing it. And I just be like, okay, well, I don't want to act. I don't want it to seem like I can't do what I'm supposed to do. But I, at a time, had done that for so long, and in a way, like I was explaining that I don't really give a fuck about doing that no more. But it's not that I can't do it. I'm just not doing that shit. But since you're gonna come over here and show off like, oh well see that's why I'm, who I am, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna spit it one time, one good time. Be like, oh Q, you can go ahead and after that customer leave. So then I'll be like, oh hi, how are you doing today? Would you like to be a rewards member? Do you know about our point system? I'll do the whole rundown that you're supposed to basically do. I'll do everything right that last time just to show that, oh well I can do it right. I'm just not gonna waste my breath that whole fucking time because you would literally be talking for an hour straight. Talking. That's exerting. Talking. I mean, I could talk my ass off, but talking and doing all this shit, nobody. So I have learned to start blending in with everybody else. Not that I have to, not that I can't stand out, but for your health, you gotta. I realize these people ain't, just average people. I mean, these people are actually probably pretty smart because they ain't doing all that shit. You're busy trying to stand out because you want that position. I get it. And that's why you work really hard and shit. But these people are smart too because they learn how to preserve their fucking self. You are giving your all and not getting shit. You are fucking outstanding and they ain't giving you shit. Matter of fact, they give someone who's less outstanding the shit. So I learned to shut the fuck up. I scope everybody else out now. Like, is people up here talking? Oh, they ain't fucking talking. So let me blend in and not fucking talk. And I like that. So I'm not trying to be perfect anymore. I'm not trying to beat my chest out anymore. Like, fuck it. I just can't. You know I'm good. You've seen my work. You know what the fuck I'm capable of. And that's what people tell you when they want to put you in a higher position. I know what you're capable of. And that's why I'm going to be moving you up. Maybe this is one thing I want to emphasize on, or that I want you to really do for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you can do it. I mean, reasonably, I'm gonna see how much I can get away with, but that's only because I need to preserve myself. But I'm gonna do a good job. You have to. After work, god damn it, when you work all fucking 8 hours faithfully and good, you feel like you were just in a fucking marathon. And I've been telling myself I don't fucking do long distance runs. I don't fucking do marathons. But I woke up and realized, bitch, that's what we've been doing. We've been fucking. I know I have, because I don't take breaks like that. I've been doing a fucking marathon there. I might not be running that bitch. I might not be jogging, but I have been walking 10 hours today. 8 hours. You walked 8 hours today. For those people who stand up, bitch, why am I not working at the Queen's Palace? I could say that I'm working at the Queen's fucking Palace. If I'm gonna stand for 8 fucking hours like this, because that's what they wanted me to do at first in the fitting room. Hi, how are you doing? I could have worked for the fucking Queen. I could have stood there. You know what I'm saying? I could have been a race walker. I could have been walking for 10 hours or something. No, because I wouldn't do that shit. Because when you really paint it out as how it is, you realize you wouldn't do that shit. But see, because this shit's sneaking up on you and you just doing it every day steadily, bitch, you doing the same shit, just in a different fucking way. Bitch, these motherfuckers be talking about I'm like so upset because I don't have time to exercise when I get home from work. Exercise what, bitch? I be like, bitch, I was exercising all fucking day. I didn't stop moving one fucking time. I'm not finna be moving 8 hours a day doing this, talking to this person, doing this, doing that, and then you want me to go to the gym and exert some more? No, bitch, I'm not doing it. Because let me tell you something about school. In school, we sat our fucking asses down when we learned shit. When we had to use the restroom, we got the fuck up when we wanted to and asked or whatever the fuck. And then we went to PE class, bitch. And we exerted a little bit. This shit is much harder, what I do, because I don't have a desk job. I've been wanting a desk job. Haven't got a desk job yet. Maybe one, it was a stipend and it was like a youth program thing. It wasn't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I have never had a desk job. Now, I do have a job where I drive around, get up, drive, get up, drive, get up, drive, get up, drive, but you still moving 8 hours a day. It's not like I'm sitting at a desk like, oh, I can move here when I want to. I'm predominantly sitting to be predominantly sitting and then be able to move around. That's different. Having to move around and then maybe try to sneak in and sit, that's different. You are moving. I've been doing this shit. I have at least a 7 year work history, and I have worked hard. Every place I've worked, I've tried to prove myself. And now I feel like I am fucking hurting. People is breaking the fuck down that do that shit. And I feel like I'm a strong person. I'm scared to run a lap now. From being on varsity and varsity track, varsity basketball, I'm actually scared now. That's fucking crazy. I'm I'm like, is this good for my body? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna point on every point because you know how people is nosy, want to be like, oh, her arm is hurting. Oh, her right thumb is hurting. I don't need to specify because that shit's confidential. But what I'm saying is, I feel like that's I've done too much, and I thought everybody else was just like kind of lazy. You know what I'm saying? Just complaining. But now, like I said, I started to think that these people are just smart, and maybe I was a little bit stupid by exerting myself. But I'm like, how did y'all know that though? Because y'all young, y'all are younger. And is this what y'all's parents were telling y'all? Because I don't know, but I know I sense people telling me like, man, she's stupid. Like, why is she doing that? Like, why is she working so hard? Like, hey, why are you working that hard? You making us do that? But like nobody ever told me like I just didn't get it. I didn't get it. Now I'm physically starting to get it. And time wise and the way people have been treating me, now I'm starting to get it. But like I said, I've been in this for like 7 years. And it's like I kept thinking I was gonna get something good by working hard. And something has always happened. Like I said, keeping a schedule. I don't like to show people because people be on my phone. I didn't keep a schedule. People was taking pictures. One day the guy asked me to come in. I said, I can't do it today. I'm already out. I'm already on the way to somebody's house anyway. I didn't answer the phone. He said, yeah, you didn't show up for work. I said I wasn't scheduled. He said, yes, you were. I looked at the schedule. He changed the schedule. That wasn't the same schedule. I said, where's the original schedule? Because I remember how it looked. Because I got a photographic memory. I can remember certain things on paper. And he said, oh, we threw that one away. I said, well, where's it at? Because that one was different. And that's how he tried to fire me. I didn't take a picture of the schedule, and they knew that I didn't take pictures of schedules because of my paranoia about feeling like people showing up when I come to work with certain people, which things were happening. So it's more than paranoia. It's a fact about certain things that have been happening. So it's like I worked so hard, all for nothing. I just been trying to get a management position. If you see my work, you be like, damn, she good. And I be hearing higher up people say you good. I've been hearing other people say you good. I'll tell you one thing. Even one of the girls, I don't even know if she worked there anymore. She said, you do better than me. And they made me manager. Yeah, I was shocked. It was like you. She said you do a better job than I do. I was like, wow, that was deep. Never thought I would hear that. But it just goes to show I worked so hard, all to get this position, all to be recognized and acknowledged. And I used to say, oh, I don't want to be recognized and acknowledged. When you feel those things out, bullshit. When you work hard, that's saying, I want to be recognized. I want to be acknowledged. You don't need to tell anybody that. They should do that anyway. So I did all this to be recognized and acknowledged, just to be put on the way far back burner that don't fucking work. But I work hard as fuck. It's like way on the fucking back burner that don't fucking work, but that's what's generating all the other ones. I don't know how that's possible, but that's the example I'm giving. All for nothing. Nothing. Now I'm getting at an age where it's like, by the time you give it to me, I wanted to get it at a certain age too. It don't really mean as much to me as, you know, I've had it before, but like I said, I didn't know how to use it then. And now it's like, it's time for me to get the fuck out of there. It's time for me to move on to other shit. That's how I feel. But like I worked so fucking hard. It was a part of my plan. It was a part of my mission to accomplish this in this type of way. Work hard for it, you get it. They always say if you work hard for some shit, you'll get it. That ain't happening. I mean, I work beautifully. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I gotta like really show you. Like when I be working, I be trying to do my best. And it's like I ain't getting nothing from that. Matter of fact, I got people hating me. I don't know what's going on in between, like who coming up in there saying, don't help her, don't do this. I don't know about none of that, but I know that why doesn't my work ethic speak? Regardless of what they say, you should want me because of my work ethic, what I do at work. I don't know. Anybody can come up to you and lie and make up shit about me. They lying. They can't say nothing bad about me. They lying. What they talking about? So it was for nothing. It was for myself, but I wanted something else too. I wanted something that the job could give me to help me build where I want to ultimately go. And I ain't get shit. I ain't getting shit. Everything that I feel like motherfucker trying to give me feel like a spell or witchcraft or some shit. Like it ain't genuine, it ain't real, it ain't good, it ain't love, it ain't coming from a place of kindness, it ain't trying to give me nothing. That shit hurt me. Now I don't want to care. But now I'm doing shit just to let time pass by fast. So I realized I put in a lot and didn't get much back. And that's just what I'm gonna have to live with. And work ethic ain't it. Work ethic is good for yourself. It's good for feeling like you earned something, you deserve something, but that shit don't promise that you'll get no position. And they made me feel like I wasn't good enough because they were always, and not based on my work ethic, it was based on situations I would go through with people who I felt were threatened of my work ethic. Like, oh, well, you had this situation with this person where you spoke up. You know, I know you want to be a manager and all. You know that if you have, in order to be a manager, you know, you have to get along with people. No, I don't have to get along with everything that people do. I have to get along with people, but I don't have to agree with everything they do. And I can communicate with them and tell them how I feel. And I think that is what managers do. And a lot of times when they put me in them situations, I said good, strong things, but I would also be crying at the same time because it would be like I would just be feeling like I was being destroyed and they was trying to ruin my opportunity. So it's not like I always was just strong and saying things. It was like I was kind of crying in between it. So now some places I was strong and I seen shit start to move around, but other things was happening and stuff like that. But there were other times where it didn't matter what the fuck I was saying. It was like they just had it in their mind like, oh well, if you do this for me and show me, look, this will one part. If you do this for me, if you organize all this and do this, then I'll let you work on the sales floor a little bit more. Like, okay, because I want to work on the sales floor to help get all this shit together that's fucked up. I've worked on the sales floor before. It's like it's not nothing new to me. It's never been a special privilege. It's just a fucking position or whatever like that. I mean, it's just another position. Like you do the sales floor. Like, oh, now you gotta earn it. Well, I already know I could do that and I could do that good. So we wasting our time. And then guess what she did? After I organized all that shit, she hired this one. She not hired the one girl who said, "Yeah, you better than me." She picked her as lead. Now on my resume, I talked about this. I put lead not because I was lead, because I felt like I was lead in the next resume, but I decided I wasn't going to do that. But that's what I was working on in the middle of this. And so the next day or something, She comes over and she says, so and so is going to be the lead. Now, I made up this position on my resume. I'm just being honest. Based on who I feel I was and what I be doing, and them saying, oh, well, we need you. Like, you're the most important person up there. So I say, well, shit, I'm a lead then. And so then, like, after that, I was writing my resume. The next day, they were saying she was the lead because I noticed her being by me and like kind of being more independent. And I'm like, oh, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, they're training me to be the lead for this. And I'm like, that's weird. I was just writing that on my resume the other night, and now you're it. Hmm. And she was telling me if I do this and that, and she was gonna when she hired me on the phone, I was like, well, I'm looking for a manager position. And she was like, well, right now, we need so and so position. And I need to know that you're serious about the position. And then we can talk about all that. I was like, okay, so what do I need to do to prove that I'm serious about the position? And she said, oh, well, just make sure you know how to do the processes good and you do them consistently. And remember, I just told y'all that's what I was doing. I said, so what do you mean by processes? She said, making sure that you're taking the alarms off and then putting it in the bag and then scanning it and then putting it in the bag, that you're reminding our customers of the reward program, that you let them know that we have a survey that they can take it. And remember, I was doing that the whole time. I was the only one. I didn't get shit. Also, I was helping them organize stuff because the front end was so messy because I wanted to be front end supervisor. It was so messy, and I was like, you can put them back here, do like this, make sure you put them in the right area. Like I was, because I'm just that type of person anyway. And, I would have to kind of repeat, but I don't have no power, so ain't nobody really listening to me. I'm doing it, I'm having to fix stuff that people did fucked up. You can't do it without the power. Until you get the power, you can't do it. And they put other people in power that don't do it as good, and don't be consistent. And then all the work falls back on you because then I told them, well, we can get people in the fitting room to do that. So I ended up working back there. And then they started giving me all that shit from up there. And their shit was outrageously out of control because I wasn't up there no more and people weren't keeping up and people don't talk like I talk and people don't, keep it going, that. And it was like, it's all falling on me and I'm not even getting anything. And the people up there, they're not even keeping it right. It's like, what is going on? Why is this happening to me? And then every time they would get a new manager, soon after that, they would say, oh, they hired somebody else. Oh, somebody else got that position. Oh, yeah, we already hired a person. They would already hire a person for the position that I had constantly been asking for. Okay, so that's what happened. The one manager left because one day I was pissed. She was telling me, oh, Q, like, I need you to do this for me. And I was like, okay, was my attitude after I found out they made that girl leave. Oh, and let me tell you what they was doing. When I was in the fitting room area, she was coming by me with that other girl. And she was like laughing and like, oh, and like having a real good time with her more than she ever had before. And I was feeling like she was doing that on purpose to laugh at me because she knew she just gave that person the position that I was asking for the whole time since the day we had our interview together. And it was like she was laughing and making fun that she had gave it to her. Now, you don't believe me, this is the same person who creates a calendar for Mean Girls Day where we all wear pink. I never participated in that one. But on the calendar, it'd be like, Mean Girls Day, wear pink. And I'm like, what the fuck is Mean Girls Day? I didn't watch that movie, but I can imagine it's not that good about treating people. So she asked me, oh, kid, can you do this for me? And I was like, what? I had that type of attitude. She's like, oh, why do you have an attitude? I was like, oh, I was just saying I was going to finish this. I was like, oh, okay, yes. I was like saying yes or whatever like that, but I wasn't getting right to what she was saying. I was trying to finish what I was doing. And she was like, well, why are you having an attitude? And I was just like, not giving her happy emotions. I was just like, Okay, what do you want me to do? And so she's like, why are you having such an attitude? I'm like, I'm not having an attitude. Being happy, I don't got to be happy. I'm not being like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, what? I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Why should I be happy? You happier than anything now that you gave somebody else the position I was asking for, and I've been busting my ass off helping you and all that shit. And she was like, "Oh, okay, Q. Well, what's the issue?" She said this in front of people. She didn't want to go to the office. I've had this problem before. Oh, Q. Well, what's the issue? In front of customers, she asked me, "What's the issue?" I said, "Well, the issue is that I've been asking you for the position as a manager, and you went and made so and so the manager. You said that you were going to work with me towards that, and you gave her that position, and I'm just trying to figure out why you gave her that position when I should have got it." I mean, that's what I said. I didn't care. I said it out loud. She wanted to talk to me out loud, and I actually wanted people to know because that was wrong. I've done everything. I've worked so good. I worked so hard. I even motivated those people that you put in that position, and you didn't give the position to me. And I was like, that's why I'm upset. And she's like, well, come to my office and talk to me. And I'm like, okay. So we go in the office and talk, and she was like, I gave her that position because she's really good at following the processes. And I told her, well, the people that you're giving the positions to don't always follow the process. I'm the one who encourages them to follow the process, and I follow the process. I'm even the one telling them to make sure, oh, make sure you keep it like this. I'm even showing them easier ways to where we can keep things up. And that person don't be doing that. And I know that for a fact because I be up there with them. So that following the process thing is not true. I follow the process better than anybody up there because that's what we talked about the first day when I asked you what I needed to do to become the manager. I don't think you and her ever had that conversation, but we did. And I faithfully been doing that. Not only that, you told me when I said I wanted to get off the cash register because of all the stress that I was feeling, you told me, well, we really need you business wise. You're the strongest one up there. So if I was the strongest one up there, why didn't you make me the lead? You can't have the strongest people up there and then making people who are weaker than them the fucking lead. That don't add up. That's why I'm pissed. And I don't know, like she fucking couple like days later she disappeared. But I mean, that was her decision. That was her decision. But she wanted to like treat me a certain type of way, and it was like she was laughing in my face about it, and it was like she made the decision because she felt some type of other type of way that she wasn't telling me nothing about it. And I'm like, this has got to be a joke. Why would you pick on me like that? Why would you do this to me? Like, what is really going on? It just doesn't make sense. And then you like, oh, hey, it was like there was something behind the scene always going on dealing with me. Like they had to do something to make me feel a certain type of way all the time. And so I was just like, there's something else going on. I don't know. It feels like some deals are going on. Like people are telling people to treat me a certain way, do stuff to me, and like y'all are walking out with bags or some shit afterwards. Not necessarily, but it was just feeling like they were picking on me. They were enjoying picking on me and then laughing about it, saying weird shit to me. And I'm not going to get into all the weird shit because I still work there. But, they said some real berserk shit to me. And maybe that's the reason why people trying to do bad shit to me because they don't want me to reveal some of the berserk ass shit they said to me that you would never imagine a person would say to you at work in front of other coworkers. But you can see some of the examples of what I was given, what a person was doing. So Like I be getting in trouble for bullshit. Let me tell you one of the stories where they were pretending that they were gonna um, increase my position to something better, and they brought the girls in, who most of them are kind of threatened by me to talk about it. They didn't bring any of the guys. Any of the guys, they did not talk to the guys and ask them their opinion about me because I know they have good opinions about me and they're more truthful. So I'm at the register. I told you I started feeling fucked up from the pressure that people were putting on me with how the customers were acting like they knew my business and shit, doing everything I was supposed to do, getting so many customers at a time. They were underemployed up there, had me two people to a register with long ass lines and shit. And, they eventually got more people because I kept complaining and customers started complaining too. So now this day we ended up having a little more people. There were like 5 people up there and it was enough. So I wasn't feeling good. I was hurting. So I told one of the managers to say, hey, is there something else that I could do? Because I really would just go home. But if there's something else I could do that's not this, then I can stay and do that. He said, yeah, you can organize the front, like the store front part, like the four ways and shit. I know how to do that. So I'm like, okay, they did it all backwards. They don't know how to do that. Okay, so whatever. So, because I worked at a place where I got paid a lot more, and this is where I do merchandise and all that. But anyway, so I go over there, and the girl's over there. One of the girls, she's like slamming shit, and she's pissed off because I'm on the floor doing something on the sales floor that I know how to do. And I'm like, why is she coming over here with an attitude all of a sudden? She got by me and started slamming stuff, snatching stuff. Come on, shit. He's like, let's just say Q. Q, are you working or something? And I'm like, yes. Doesn't it look like I'm working? Like, why wouldn't I be working? She knew I was working. She could see it. And she's like, are you working or something? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, we need you at the register. I'm like, I just got from off the register. I talked to what's his name, who's a manager also, and he said I could do this because I was like, well, yeah, we need you at the. No, I said I'm not going to the register. I said no, I'm not doing the register because I was up there and I'm not feeling good, and I asked what's his name, and he said that it was okay. And he's like, well, we need you at the register. I just said I wasn't feeling good and I was hurting. I told her what was hurting, but I don't want to talk about that here. So, which was important to say, and and she's like, well, it was enough. It's for me to actually go home, is what I was saying. And so that was that. So I found out that somebody was talking about me possibly being a manager. So I asked her, I was like, hey, why did y'all like not pick me or whatever? Why did y'all go and have a meeting and like basically try to X me out? And well, she brought up this time that I'm talking about. And I was like, well, you didn't even ask the other manager. She's like, well, I told him you kind of had an attitude then. What? And so I was like, well, you didn't even ask the other manager if he allowed me to do that. And she's like, well, I don't worry about anybody else. I just worry about myself. Like clearly, because when I told you something was hurting on me, you just told me to go back up there. And she's like, and she was like, so she knew that one wasn't a good one. So then she said, oh, well, you were also taking a long time trying to merchandise the four ways where the clothes are. And I was like, okay, well, technically, the reason why it took a long time, I said, I kind of agree with you because I'm working backwards because y'all don't, the receiving end doesn't really know how to merchandise it. And so they haven't been doing it properly. It's harder to you got a bunch of different stuff and you're trying to pick everything out. Now I have to go in the clothes, find things that all go together and put it on the rack. You have a variation of many things, nothing's matching. And I have to go find through each size 8, size 10, the things that match, and then make it coordinate on here. So I'm not starting in the receiving end. And And so she was just like, oh, well, how do you do it? And I'm like, real slick. So now you want me to give you a bunch of tips on how to merchandise the clothing, how to do apparel merchandising? Well, you were just telling me that I was going slow. And when I was telling you why it was slow, now you want me to give you a lesson, and I'm not wanting to do that because you have already X'd me out, and now you want education from me, and I'm not going to do it because that's one thing I've learned too. I would give people so many good fucking tips on how to go faster, on how to be more effective and efficient. I would teach them, and I kind of still do here and there give people tips about things that I've learned because sometimes their work has to build off of mine, and if I come back, it's just going to be messed up again because they don't know how to do so. So sometimes I try to throw some stuff out there, but at the end of the day, you end up damn near having to teach everybody. So I basically decided I wasn't going to go further in on telling her how to fucking do it. So now they have planograms and they have directives where people can use those where the higher up people that's their position create these things. Now when you don't have a planogram or a directive, that's when you have to use your creativity or basically have that type of specific skill set in order to be able to do it well. And I I have that skill set, and since I've seen how some of the higher ups do it, I also have gained more skill because of that. So I was like, I'm not sharing with you after you asked me out, and that's the only reason why you voted against me on a day where I said that I was hurting. Oh, and she said, guess what, Q? There's some days when I have my legs are hurting, my arms are hurting, and you know what I do? I just keep going. And I was like, now none of those were what I said was hurting on me. This is something that you should sit out for if it hurts. So I was like, okay, but I said this was hurting on me. And she's like, well, sometimes my legs hurt. Now let me tell you something. This girl is kind of hefty. You know, I wouldn't say she's fat, but she's pretty. She's thick. And most of the time when I would see her, I wouldn't know where the hell she was. And most of the time when I would open the office door, she would be sitting down. And even sometimes I caught her walking around with a motherfucking honey bun in her mouth while she's back there, supposed to be doing something. And most of the time, she's standing or moving very, very, very slow. But she talking about when something hurting. But I'm like, when something hurting, you go and sit the fuck down at the desk. That's what you do. And she's kind of young, and she ain't had no experience in nothing. The only reason why they probably gave her that is because she speaks Spanish, and they might have needed people at the time. But she wasn't really that qualified for that. A lot of them wasn't, to be honest. And a lot of them have learned a lot from me because I have been experienced in that. And so I'm just like, okay, girl, that's why you said no. That's why y'all voted me out. That's one of the reasons. So far, this ain't looking too good. This looking real petty, real petty. Like this looking like threatened. You threatened by something. You jealous by something. Hmm. And then everything I said that I touched on to rebuttal or debate what she had to say turned out to make sense to the point where now she wants to be educated by me. So that's the point. Is you picking on me, you Xing me out, and then you want to gain something from me. And people gain stuff from me all the time anyway, because I have to be there and work with them. And I do stuff in a certain type of way. I want it to look good. So they're going to gain stuff from me anyway. So it's like they get to gain all this shit from me talking here, especially when I was really trying to give out tips to show that I could lead and I know this and I know that, which I had to shut that shit down. But sometimes I still, like I said, and I'm getting nothing. 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 I'm getting nothing really good in return. It's a waste of my time. So I'm the person who comes to help people, and I don't get anything. I'm the low end that helps everybody else learn how to do shit. And they get higher up while I stay my bitch ass down there educating motherfuckers. And then when I have one little disagreement or playfulness that someone took wrong, oh, you said you want to be a manager. Bitch, I've been showing people how to be a fucking manager in here. I've been improving your managers. And now you're gonna say if you know you gotta get along with people to be a manager. They don't get the fuck along with me. It was one time I asked her about something and she was like, are you asking me or are you telling me? I was asking her like, oh, is what's her name gonna be scheduled to say anyway? I was talking, she tried to turn it into something to make me look bad again. And I was like, is there any way that you can are you asking me or are you telling me? Girl, I clearly just asked you. Now you know what I'm saying? It's just too much. If I say, can you? I know you Spanish and all that, but I don't think the language barrier is that thick. If I say, can you? English, that's a question. That's not a demand. If I would have said, you need to, or do this, go, blah, blah, blah. That's like a demand. But can, starting a sentence with the word can, you is not a demand. So it'd be pissing me off because it's like you trying to make me look a certain way, even out loud in front of people. You looking crazy. But that's not what it is. So it's like I gotta deal with crazy weird stuff. It's annoying to me. And then they're gonna try to tell me I look crazy. And that's not even the bulk of it. That's not the bulk of it. I didn't get on the other manager. We had glass that spilled every fucking where. It was in a box. We had glass. No, it was sitting next to the register, and clothes was on top of the glass. It was a broken clock. So if they fire me after this, I don't know. It was a broken clock under the clothes. I didn't even know. I kind of seen it, but I didn't see that the glass was all broken like that. She's like, "Oh," I said, what would you like me to do for the last 15 minutes before I leave?" Trying to be professional, give her a chance to be the manager that she is. Show her how to organize those thoughts in there. Like, "Oh, okay, can you get those clothes right there?" I'm like, "Okay." I started picking it up. I said, "It's glass right here." And she's like, "Oh yeah, just throw it right there." Throw it right there. I said, "We can't just throw it right there." I was like, "It's glass," and then put a sweater on top of it. That a customer is that we gonna shake that shit out and then put it on the hanger. Like I said, no, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not doing that. I said, is there a place where we can put it like in the back in the receiving end? There's not a place because I've worked at other places before and I've worked on receiving end before. So I know that when you have broken stuff, there's usually a place in the back where you can put broken stuff so that customers are safe and co-workers. And I was like, is there a place in the back? Because I haven't never really worked in receiving back there. And she was just like, she was like, no, just put it right there. Like, no, that's unsafe. I don't want to be a part of any customer getting little glass in their skin. And so, because the sweat, I got pictures. The sweater was on top of it. No, ma'am. Those clothes should not be on top of broken glass. You are a manager. You're standing right here. Not only that, you're a white female manager. You should know better. And so I say, well, I'm gonna see if so or so or so or so, some other managers know maybe where we could put it. Well, we could put it in a box. I was giving out the solutions, everything but that. It's like put it there, just put it there, right there on the ground, and then throw, put clothes. I said no. And so she said out loud in front of all the customers, Q, just stop trying to be a manager and get. And so I said, I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not or that I've never been. I'm trying to make sure the safety of the customers is fine because I had been a manager before. It was a long time ago before I really knew how to write a resume. But I'm not pretending to be anything but who I am. And so she said that, blah, 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 blah. Shit, by the time that shit all had went down, 15 minutes had been passed up. And so I was like, fuck it. I took a picture of all that shit and that was it. But oh, now as soon as I this girl crazy, and this is how you know she's crazy. She just want to start shit. She don't be thinking. She be tripping because she be wanting to mess with me wrong. And so as soon as I leave, this girl goes to the back, gets a basket, puts the clock, the broken clock in there, and then takes it to the receiving end. After all that shit she didn't said to me in front of people and did. Then as soon as I leave, see, sometimes you just gotta leave. You just gotta get the fuck out the way. And then shit starts happening. Just like with traffic. These motherfuckers not even moving. I'm gonna go to another lane, all of a sudden all the lanes start moving and shit. You just gotta move around. Just leave, and things will start working. You're the You being there is actually the problem. You state the problem and then leave, and then everything will be okay. Only problem is I'm still on the fucking clock. So this is the type of shit people are hating me for. She could have said, now if she was a better manager, I'm sorry, maybe she is, but it just wasn't in her that day. Wasn't in there a couple of days. You gotta knock awfully hard to get her to open that good manager door. She would have just said, "Oh, Q, yeah, that's a good idea. Just put it in that box, and then could you take it to the back for me?" That sounds like shit good white girl managers would do. And I'd have said, "Yeah, sure." Would have been like, "Thanks a lot," and that would have been done with. But because a person is trying to be so resistant to me for whatever, I guess because I showed up looking the way that I look, I was, they were offended by everything I said. They were offended about who I was, offended that I was a caring person, offended that I could lead too, offended that I had some managerial skills in me. All this shit offended you. That's the type of shit that be helping people like you. But you don't want that. Interesting. And let me tell you something. Before she gets up in there, I'll have all that shit down, cleared out, looking real good when after it's been over poured, all these clothes, all day, everything. We get that shit down because I got some hours to work on it before she gets there, right? Whenever I actually have time, the lines are low, but that's not really my, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done. I'm cautious, but I see this. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna fix the problem. So when she come in now, her whole attitude changed. White girl got a black boyfriend, put her on that swag, and now she acting like she all that. She went somewhere and ain't come back and said she need another fucking hit of that type ass attitude. Okay? So now when she come in, she motherfucking we copyright that bitch. Now when she come in, she's so fucking confident now. Cause the shit then got cleaned and cleared out. Now she's really feeling, how she wanna walk around up in there because it's not a mess and shit now. Now she back to behind you treating you like damn shit. Again, she gonna treat you like shit in about 30 minutes when that shit rub off. This what she do. Cause see, I decided to be nice to her one time. Oh, I like that shirt you're wearing or whatever. Oh, I like your hair. Oh, thanks. Now she moving. She got some spunk in her and shit. And then you wait till about 10 minutes when that compliment wears off. Then she come back to that monster again. And then start looking at you and start doing the picking at you and then start doing the spell craft shit at you, waiting for the customer to come because she the type of person where the customer will do something and then she'll all of a sudden fly in after they do what they did. She wanted them right before they do it, she leave. After they do whatever they do, and she come right back, right on time every fucking time. But yeah, that's how she be getting. That's how she be getting. I'm like, wow. She used to damn near follow me to the goddamn restroom. I couldn't go nowhere. Where you going? Not even where you going. I'll be like, I'm going to the restroom. I'll be back. She damn near running. Man, you're not going to the restroom with me. She's already behind the register. I just need to go do something. That girl will follow me wherever the fuck I'm going. Now she not behind the register. It's my lunch break. Now all of a sudden, she been up here the whole time. Now she going out the goddamn cubicle and shit thing. Not the cubicle, whatever we at. Now she running that fucking way. Like, man, you don't gotta not be right here when I'm not here. Like she was tripping out. That's why I'm like, no. And she be trying to really show out. She be doing too much. She don't do anything. That's why I be backed up. When she get up there, the only thing this girl do is stand behind people that already know how to do their job. It's the fucking cash register. Everybody know how to use the fucking cash register that's up there. We got all this shit piled up. This white girl will come up in there. That's the position that I wanted. She will come up in there and just do this little. You're supposed to do a couple surveys a day about people saying what they're supposed to say. They never be doing that shit, so I don't know what they be putting on there. And that's it. You done with that. Now she literally just be standing behind people while they're at the cash register. How the fuck you gonna stand behind people? Like, do something else. The difference between me is even though I would be a manager, I would help not even manage that shit. Like she don't even got it. If she can manage it, this is when she was a manager. Now there's another one. Now it's two managers up there. So when she could, if she just managed, now we got two managers. Don't nobody want to do that. But sometimes it takes a manager to do the work or to manage it, like talk, tell people what to do, but she won't do none of that. And then all that shit be piling up. And then they gotta find somebody else to do it. It's horrible. Horrible. I don't know. I'm sorry. But all you gotta do is make sure people are putting it in the right spot. If you gotta get it from them when people are coming making their returns, then you put it up. But that's too much work. I guess that's too much work, so you just stand there. And then they wait for all the other workers to come in or whatever day they come in, and then they have to get all the shit that's piled up. It's in the wrong spots, not even in the right spots. It literally says, put this stuff here, put this stuff here, put this stuff here, put this specific stuff here, and people will just start even just randomly putting shit all together. Now you just got a big pile of shit. If it was more organized, and then just close here, just close here. Nobody knows any good techniques. Nobody knows how to keep it consistently good. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's too big of a position to do it. But you got whole store managers that'll have to come up there and help work on the cash register. Nobody's doing that other shit. That's the shit I was doing. And when I was doing it, it was staying down. I'll work in that area if I'm that position, but just cash register, I ain't doing that shit. Because people be fucking with you. So I said, put me somewhere else to fuck it. So don't nobody do nothing. And then it gets piled up, it gets really bad. But we'll see what happens over time. Because now my area gets fucked up. I'm in the fitting room. Fitting room ain't supposed to have to deal with none of that shit up there. So they behind on their hangers. They bring all the hangers to me so that I can organize them. All the clothes that be on the floor, they was bringing them to me so that I could put those up. I mean, so I could organize those and hang them up and run those. They was doing all that shit. All the extra shit, hats, purses, toys, whatever that was on the floor and shit. And they bring some of that there. Okay, so stuff that don't got tags on it. It's like a whole little area for it. Now in the fitting room, it shouldn't be like that. Fitting room's supposed to look a certain way. So I was just the other day, hey, I'm gonna take all these tags, no tag, and put them up front because that's where the no tag goes. Because there's a manager that's supposed to put the tags on there. He says, oh no, you can't. The auditors here, or whatever, you can't put tags on. You can't put that there because it's full. I said, what do you mean I can't put it? No, he said just leave it there. I said, why would I leave it there? He's like, because we don't have enough room up there. I'm like, why don't we have enough room up there? It's that full. It's messed up. I was like, well, I'll just put it in one of the fitting rooms because I'm tired of my area looking messed up every time an auditor or somebody comes. And I said it, I just didn't care. I'm tired now. Why is it that every time they show up, my area has to be looking fucked up because y'all's area is backed up and the overflow is now coming in my area? My area is supposed to look a certain type of way. So he was like, no, you can't put it in the fitting room. And the only reason I said that is because there were some people who were in the fitting room who were putting hangers in the fitting room. Whole stacks of hangers because they didn't want to do all that. Now I wasn't gonna do it because of that. I was just gonna leave it there for the moment. He goes, whatever. But he was like, so I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. I was able to put enough space to put it in the little crate that we have for it. But that crate is supposed to be empty when I start my day. It's really supposed to be empty, and I'm supposed to collect things as I'm clearing out the way or whatever like that, or customers who say, oh, I got this, but I don't want this, and I put that there. I don't have a clean slate, and that's what I would like to start my day with. I gotta come, and the rack's already full. Sometimes there's 2 racks that are already full, and I'm just showing up at the fitting room in the morning whenever I show up. So I'm starting like that. You're telling me there's people, everything's full at the bottom. And I do a pretty good job of getting it all down. I get the hangers organized. I get all that organized. But then I come back and it ain't organized. I come back and I gotta do it all over again. Why is it always like that? Why is there never a clean slate? We can't ever improve on anything else because we're going in the same fucked up circle, which the fitting room, because I've worked at in a lot of other fitting rooms, is not supposed to be like that. They're not supposed to really take care of the overflow of the hangers. The front end needs to be doing that because they need to be able to do it. And also, or the receiving it, somebody, they the ones who gotta need all the hangers eventually. They need to be doing it. But I can work on the other stuff in the department. From this to that, all the stuff that needs to be organized on these shelves near my department, I could be working on that. But like, it's just too much. So they had to kind of get it through to me, and I was kind of, stern about what I was saying. Like, I'm tired of my area looking messed up. I don't want my area to look like that if I have to be in there. Because, people be trying to act a certain type of way with people. Like, oh, she say she working, she do this. Her area always messed up. But, that's not on me, though. I start off the day like this. This isn't what I've done. This was here. And this is back up. And like I said, I work pretty fast because of the pressure. And I just want to get to the normal. Hello, how you doing? How many items do you have? Blah, blah, blah. Let me count them. Blah, and I can work on the other stuff. But a lot of times, like I said, I have to work on the back. They be too much. They be too. Oh, then we need somebody to run the shit. Somebody needs to get in the room while somebody run the shit. They don't never have nobody to run it. Then you be trying to call them like, hey, rack's full. I need somebody that can run it. Half the time, nobody will respond to you. Half the time, no manager will come by and check to see if that damn rack need to be ran. Because if I was a manager, I would come by frequently, consistently somehow to check, oh, the rack needs to be ran. Let me get somebody so that you can stay right here and then you can run that rack to the flow of the process. Don't do that. Now we got two racks full, or I have to wait on somebody to do this. And I don't really like doing that. I kind of just like being able to do stuff. Now I gotta ask, call somebody, blah, 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 wait. It's just too much. So, I don't know. It got a little bit better. Some people, oh, they'll put like this another thing they be doing. They'll put like certain shirts that say certain stuff if they want to get a message across to you. They'll put certain things right there. They be doing all that crazy stuff. They be doing all that. It's just too damn much. And then the other day, somebody was like, "Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be doing this and blah 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 blah." No, they was like, "It's just here. Like you just working here. Like they be talking to each other, but indirectly talking to you. Like yeah, duh." So I started recording my work that I did. And the reason why I recorded my work and what I did is because the time that I did the last work and I came back, it looked significantly different. Like it wasn't the same. It just didn't look the same. And I was like, and it didn't look right. So I was like, I know I can do that. So now let me record what I did or take pictures of what I did. So now I know because I worked on all that shit for it to change real fast. And what people will do is they'll start having merchandising wars. I'm not saying this is what this person was doing, but some people will have what we call merchandising wars, where now that you've got everything looking nice, they want to rearrange it or put their spin on it or their twist on it or totally change it up, and it don't look like they know what they're doing. It looks bad. If I would have shown you the before how I did it and then how they did it, you would totally agree with me. So after that, I said, "Nah, Matt, forget this. I'm gonna start taking pictures and recording how I did it, and then these other people could do whatever they want, and now I can show clear before and afters and before." Usually, I don't always show a before, but I should do that because people don't really get to see how fucked up it was. And also another thing why you should do befores and after, because I'd be embarrassed for the situation a lot of times. That's why I don't like to do the befores, but I realized how important it was. And the reason why I found out it was important is because when you make stuff look better, people tend to forget how bad it actually looked. Also, people will tend to say, "Oh, well, that was easy." Where they tend to say, "Well, oh, I could have did that." Oh, blah 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 blah. Take befores and afters, and then take another after if somebody start changing shit. That's how I really could go, but I ain't gonna do that to them. But I learned the value. I just like to show the nice, pretty result. But I kind of learned the value of the before too. But I'm a nice person. I'm a good person, clearly. So I don't always want to show the awful shit. But it's important because that really shows how you can transform shit. And that's powerful. Just seeing a good result, that's powerful too. But when you see that transformation, you know what I'm saying? It says a little bit more, somewhat to some people. Some people need that whole shit. I don't think so. I don't. I just need to see the result. But the transformation is really nice to see that also. So, like I said, I like working, but I ain't doing all that shit. I don't know. And also another thing is I'm feeling not valued. I'm feeling like I'm not being appreciated. And I don't know. I just don't feel appreciated. And I feel like sometimes I feel like I can do something more productive and like more worthwhile. That's why I wanted more responsibility to be a manager. But like right now, it's like I don't feel like it's paying off, and I don't feel like it's. I feel like I could be doing something bigger, better, and much more where people appreciate my art, my ethics, my skills, my love and my labor. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, it's just like okay, I get it. It's just this job, but like I said, I really try to put a lot into what I do. And right now, I just feel like it's worthless. It's not much. People don't give a fuck about that type of shit, you know. And even if you make it look pretty, I do feel a sense that the customers feel more of a sense of pride, and they do feel better. I even see like co-workers feel a little bit better. I even feel a sense of co-workers feel like a little bit better. Like they walk better. They feel like when you get things like organized and a little bit better, like they start feeling like they more, bougie and shit. But I feel like I just need more. It's not, nothing's happening for me. And I've been persecuted so much, I need something to happen for me. And just to bless other people that like really appreciate it. And to like give myself to people who value that type of stuff and are gonna be like, we like you, we like you being a part of the team, like looking forward to seeing me, looking forward to being around me. Like that's what I want. So yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it much longer. I can't. They have a position available, but I don't know, man. I ain't gonna tell you my thoughts on that right now. But I just feel like I don't know about. I feel like something. Mm-mm. I just feel like. I feel like it's. I don't know. Mm-mm. They actually do have a management position available. But my thing about it is this. I know people say, "Oh, well, you need to continue to ask, continue to ask, continue to ask." I get it, but truly in my heart, I feel like maybe I'm wrong about this. I feel like a manager should see your gift and your talent, and they should match you to that, and they should offer you that. You shouldn't have to go and ask for something that they know that you're good at. They should tell you that the opportunity is available. They know that. So I feel like just off of that, no. If I'm gonna ask somebody, I'm gonna ask somebody I'm really comfortable with and that probably already treats me pretty decently and all that shit. But I feel like if a person want you to be something, they're gonna approach you about it. They're gonna say something to you about it. You don't gotta do all that begging and shit. And I feel like it's more appropriate for a manager to address you than for you to address the manager. Now, I know people, they be out there going and getting it, and nothing's wrong with that. But I just feel like the proper form and process is for the manager to approach the one that they feel has the match for it. And if they be having the people, they just don't. They just feel like they be wanting you to come and beg them, and I ain't doing it. Because I ain't gonna get into something that is gonna be fucked up for me somehow. So basically, that's what's been going on at work. I could do anything they ask me to do at that job. Anything work related. There's nothing I can't do there. The only thing that I would have to learn that's new is like maybe learning some things on the computer system or like that's it. It's like that's pretty much it. Everything else in there, I know how to do most of that, most of that stuff. Receiving in, I know they probably scan boxes a certain type of way or something. Maybe that's just learning how to scan it and put it in the system or whatever like that. Besides that, like there's nothing that I can't do there. So I'm just like, I'm outgrowing it. I'm not moving up. That's exactly what it is. I'm outgrowing it and I'm not moving up in position. So I'm not enjoying it anymore. I would just be enjoying it because it's something I do. Shit, I could stay at home and organize shit. I can, make shit look good. Guess what? When I get back, that shit gonna be tore up again. People ain't even gonna keep up with that shit. So it's pointless. I don't want to do something that's pointless. I want to do something that builds, it's more fulfilling, that's I don't know, it's just something different. But I'm not gonna try to leave my job just because. But at the same time, I'm dealing with something else, y'all. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. I'm getting shit thrown at me. Goddamn, it's 1:11. I haven't even eaten from the last time I worked. I got up at 9 o'clock. I came straight here. Haven't even fucking eaten. I can't believe that this live has been 3 hours. But that shows you how much I could talk. I gotta go eat something. And so I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for the people who stayed on here and listened to me for so long. I really appreciate that. And that was just some of the stuff that I've been going through and what I'm trying to get through, where I'm trying to go, how I've been treated, and everything else. So, thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.